All right, we're gonna get going soon here. We're gonna take it a little bit different. We have people join us. We're gonna chat a little bit, so we'll be right there. Hey, Krim.
Was waiting for your YouTube video.
All right, because right now you're a real little. But hey, what's up, Audio God? How you doing? Still haven't seen you stream. Oh, well, there's a downside. Because I'm using this to stream your camera, I can't actually read all the messages I keep on getting in Discord. How do people normally do something like this?
Well, how did we do it? I'm trying to remember what I did. Well, I mean, at that point, I guess I was using dual monitor, obviously, at that point. But yeah, I think I just had it full screen on one page whenever I was doing the thing with Sushi and capturing that to get Sushi's camera, and then everything else was just on my second screen.
Yeah, I guess I could have opened this up on my actual streaming computer. Did I just exit? No, I can't do that. I can't even hear you.
I wasn't saying anything.
All right. Yeah, I cannot do that because it disconnects me. I suppose I could try using my other mic and see how that goes so you can hear me like that. No, that won't work. Yeah, if I click on one computer, it switches me totally that way. Oh well.
Well,
I mean, we're going, so.
Oh yeah, I see that. I do have it open, but fuck it. Who prepared for anything anyway?
Not really, because I didn't know who was coming or anything like that. You know what I mean?
Right.
And I'm still trying to. Oh, no. Now we have nothing. Now you're super big. Now I'm super big.
Oh, there it is. I was like, well, I gotta remember there's the delay.
There we go. That's something.
Oh. You know what? I can't say for certain that, well, no. That's true. Maggie doesn't have that exact shirt, but Maggie actually has a Cowboy Bebop shirt of with Ein on it, but it's like just a shirt of corgi butt.
Oh, I got you. Now we're gonna do something else. Watch this. We're gonna set up a second scene. Wow, you have hair long enough to put in a ponytail.
I do. Gotta put it in like a little man bun top knot thing to keep it out of my face. Almost, I'm usually, when I'm not streaming, it's usually the headset can kind of hold it back, or I usually put it back or something. When I'm at work, I've either got a hat on or a hoodie on.
Now, if I actually have this camera on, I can look at you.
Oh my god.
There you go. This is as big as I can get it, though. Oh, I can go a little bigger. Look at that. We're like semi-professional.
Yeah, there you go. Semi-professional.
Well, this is... You'll do something Monday. All right. Yeah, this is like Linus Tech Tips without any overlay.
Sure. I'll pretend I have any idea who that is.
You don't know who Linus is from Linus Tech Tips?
Doesn't sound familiar at all.
He's like the biggest tech streamer out there right now.
It's not a kind of thing I look into, I guess.
I guess you don't watch tech news. You're not as cool as me.
No. I can't say that I have for quite a long time.
All right, well, I'm gonna get something to drink because I'm gonna be just talking. I'm gonna need something to drink. No, well, I didn't have to go far.
I wouldn't either if I wanted something, but
Yeah, I can see your fridge from here.
I was gonna say I think Maggie's probably drank all the vodka by now.
No. This podcast is brought to you by Svedka. Mango pineapple. And also the copper can.
Yeah.
So let me ask you, Krim. What has been your biggest challenge since you become a streamer?
Biggest challenge? I mean, getting back into it with last year, probably just actually getting like a semi-decent setup. Because when I started again in like May or whatever month it was only straight from the PlayStation, so there wasn't anything crazy to it. And then I just have I actually use my work laptop to have the page up and see chat and everything.
Right, because like when you stream from just a PlayStation, there's a lot of problems. I tried that like when Destiny 1 came out. I thought it was gonna be like one of those things where like people will watch me play Destiny. They won't, because everyone plays fucking Destiny.
Yeah, that's yeah, that's also an issue. It's hard to you know, I mean, you only have like, so many choices as far as, especially when you're a smaller streamer, of deciding on which way you're going to either go. You can play the games you want to play, which a lot of times might actually be new games that are going to be super oversaturated when they first come out, and then all the views just go to the big people anyway who are playing it or have been given the game early or whatever for promotional reasons. or you stick to like ones that are generally pretty liked in the community and you're almost guaranteed to get a handful of views. But you know, maybe it's not exactly something you actually want to play over and over and over again or whatever.
Yeah, well, like I started out streaming Total War, just 100% Total War, and those games burn you out like real bad. And I stopped playing them, and I pretty much lost all the people that originally followed me because of Total War. So when I started playing them again, no one wants to watch it. So it's like, yeah, that's a good choice.
Yeah.
You have a big ass picture of Leia in your living room.
Yeah, that's not mine. That's Maggie's. She got it at. I think the story goes she was at some, maybe it was Star Wars Celebration one year, and it was I guess 2016 if I'm not mistaken, whenever Carrie Fisher passed away. So they were just like giving those out to people or something.
Oh,
or
really?
Had, like, a limited stock, and she got one of them or something like that.
That's cool.
So then she framed it and put it up there because I think it says something. Yeah, I mean, at the bottom it just says "May the Force be with you," but it was one. You know, that's one of the photos that like including myself, I think when Carrie Fisher died, as like a paying respects to somebody who was. Princess Leia is huge for a lot of people, childhood, Star Wars, whatever, growing up. So that was probably one of the more popular photos of her in character, I would assume.
Gotcha. Well, are you a big Star Wars fan?
Yes, but I'm also not. I would say I'm a big Star Wars fan, but I'm also not like to the level of some people who go like super hardcore in it. My brother literally talks to one of his friends every single week about Star Wars. They just call each other randomly and just talk about Star Wars. Not like when Mandalorian's out or whatever. They just talk and like spitball random theories or nonsense about Star Wars to each other. And I was like, I don't know if I can go to that level, but I enjoy all of the movies and all of the TV show stuff I have watched, but that's about it. The games, but I haven't done like the comics or books or whatever.
Yeah. What game are you downloading, Audio God? That's who Paul Phoenix is, by the way. He's joined the Discord. He's gonna start streaming Pokemon.
Everybody's with Pokemon. Everyone is doing Pokemon all of a sudden.
Yeah, I don't know what it is. It's like a real big thing right now. Hi, Maggie.
Olog says hello.
But I would say I am a former fanboy, if that makes sense. Like I grew up, you know, in the 80s. I'm an 80s kid. So like Star Wars was pretty fresh. You know, I've seen
Right.
like I saw the Ewok movies, you know what I mean? Like the Christmas special.
Oh, God, yeah.
And like for me, it was like I played with the toys, the original toys, and then I grew up reading the books and played every video game that came out, and I loved it. And as soon as they got rid of, like, they made all the previous non-movie content non-canon, I was like, oh well, I guess
The legend stuff now.
yeah, I guess everything I knew doesn't matter, and none of this matters. And they obviously have a specific group of people they're targeting, and it's not me. You know.
I get that. Yeah, I just don't think. I mean, yeah, I mean, I was only born in 90, but obviously, you know, I was old enough to be like, at a time, there was only 4, 5, and 6, and that was it. That was Star Wars. Plus the books and whatever, but I don't like reading books anyway, for the most part, so that would never been my thing. But that's, I mean, I was super excited when Phantom Menace came out. I was only 9 at the time, but I knew Star Wars at the point. I'd seen them hundreds of times. Well, maybe not hundreds of times, but enough to be like really, really excited for the movie. And I came out liking it, but I was also a kid, so I didn't like all of the more nuanced and like, wow, this is a lot of political nonsense that's just gonna go right over kids' heads. Didn't mean anything to me. But again, I like all of the movies. I don't particularly think any of them is a terrible movie. I think quite a few of them have really bad aspects to them, but that's just
no. I think the latest movies to me actually qualify as a terrible movie. And it's not because like, oh, they did things I don't like. It's because they're actually bad movies. Like episode 7 is just a rehash of episode 4. They go to a big thing that destroys planets and then they blow it the fuck up. Like they start out like the hero starts out on a desert planet, finds the Millennium Falcon, goes to this planet-sized battle station and blows it the fuck up, and people died getting the information. Like everything about it is just a rehash. Like even down to spoiler alert, Han Solo dying he was just Ben Kenobi. Yeah, it's been out forever. What other 2 games? Rocket League? Oh, he's just streaming the ranked battles. Well, to be honest, you stream what you like. The best thing you can do is stream what you enjoy, because you'll either find people or you won't. I mean, you can stream popular stuff and hopefully make it, but I mean, just streaming is not a way to grow your content. It's not searchable on Twitch. I'm a huge fan of Twitch right now.
Yeah, it was much easier back in 2008 when I had potato quality equipment, but it was also a very small community in comparison. There are still thousands of people watching, but in comparison to today,
it was a lot harder to stream back then. I mean, it just was.
Yeah.
Like people didn't all have the internet connections. You couldn't even stream higher than 720.
Yeah, I don't even think I could say that I got that high. There's still clips, because my channel is just so old. You can find clips from back then, from like 2009, 2010 or whatever. And I was using I didn't have money to get at the time it was like the Hauppauge HD PVR or whatever the hell it was called, which was the one that everybody was using, YouTube and whatever. But I had a thing that was called, it was a Dazzle video capture something or whatever, and you had to have like 6 different cables to plug it in. I don't even think my internet was that great, but it worked for the time.
Yeah. No, I didn't have a camera. I had a gaming headset. And I'll tell you what, the gear doesn't obviously matter. And I'll have a YouTube video on that shortly out. I have to re-record everything because I'm a doofus. And like,
oh no.
For one thing, I'm wearing my headphones in it, and I don't need to wear headphones in a recording. And that's just like a little thing, but also the entire time my mic's like this. And everyone told me that looks dumb. Like to have the mic right in front of you, but I did it for the audio quality.
Where else is the mic gonna be?
Well, like this.
Were they making suggestions?
Yeah. They just said
like off to the side or whatever.
They just said the mic in front of your mouth is distracting. Like, oh, okay.
Oh, I see. Yeah, well, the delay. Now I see.
Yep. Yeah, this isn't so bad. I did have it hanging for a long time, but I had to have the volume up so loud that I was picking up a lot more background noise than I liked. Now I'm able to turn it down a little bit, not pick up the background noise, because the ideal distance with most mics is like 3 inches. You know.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Fire Emblem Warriors, Pokken Tournament DX, and maybe Smash. Yeah, those are all super popular things that you're gonna stream. You'll get lost in a sea of people, especially Smash Brothers. But do it. Like in my mind, I think it's a good thing. You could do the Twitch strike, and that's what same Dave Smith did. He used a lot of Twitch strike to figure out what he should stream and when.
Twitch strike? What the hell is that?
Oh, it's a resource. So if you were to go to Twitch strike right now, and
when and what to stream on Twitch.
yeah,
How interesting. Best games to stream this hour: chess, Slam Dunk, which is an anime, but I guess there's a game for it. Just in general, sports, and then whatever Blue Archive is.
yeah. Well, then you also worst games is Dark Souls 2, StarCraft, and Dark Souls, and
Neo makes sense. Yeah, Neo makes sense because the remastered collection just came out.
Like
Dark
those are
Souls
the
games. I've been seeing quite a few people play that recently, so I guess there's just a random burst of people wanting to play that.
yeah. Hey, we have someone joining us.
That is D-pad.
What's up, D-pad?
What is up?
I didn't even know that this was a thing.
What?
What was that?
Oh, Twitch
This
strike.
site, the Twitch strike, yeah.
Yeah. So
I mean,
like,
I don't know that I would ever use it because it's always going to suggest things that I probably don't have.
well, like just chatting is a popular one always, but the
Right.
65% of the top 5% of people own the viewership. Like of all the people watching, there's 206,000 people watching just chatting, and 3,000 channels streaming it. So it might be a good ratio, but actually making the to the point where people can see you when they go to search for you is very difficult.
See, so looking at the site even more, so on there, so when you scroll down, like best to stream for that hour, poker is on there. I would love to stream some poker, but the problem is, I don't think I'd be good enough to attract anyone. I think I'm decent at it, but I also don't like to be like so methodical when playing. I'll just fucking go in on a hand for no reason. I'll be a little river rat and wait it out and see what happens, then lose all my chips.
Yeah. Audio guy, it's not that it's necessarily a popular game to play, but Pokemon anything is popular to stream. It's like real hot right now. But
I find that so funny because I've played Pokemon since it was new. You know what I mean? And like everyone was like, "Oh, you play that?" I'm like, "Yeah." And then now it's like blown up, and everyone's like, "Oh, you actually play that?" I'm like, "Yeah, dude, haven't stopped."
I'm old enough to where like I've actually gotten my ass kicked for playing Pokemon.
Yo, same.
Like when I was like high school, junior
they
high.
tried to fight me.
Oh no, like when I was like high school, junior high, I was 5'2", 100 some odd pounds. So kicking my ass wasn't like a feat. You know what I mean?
Dude, I was done growing by the time I hit high school, so I was still like a 6 foot tall, 300+ pound dude.
Yeah.
Like, let's go. I was always ready.
I was one of those late bloomers. I hit 5'10" in my junior year, but like my freshman and sophomore year, I was like 5'2".
I'm 30 and I haven't even hit 5'10".
Well, I'm 6 foot now. I'm 6 foot 200+ pounds. I don't know what the plus is these days, but I don't think I'm at my highest, which was about 240. But it was like not a good 240. Not like I worked out a lot in high school and just out of high school, and then I found out drinking was a lot more fun.
Sounds
True.
And I did that.
We were actually talking about
I've
that
never
Pokemon
stopped
thing
playing video games.
in my stream earlier today because Ghost brought it up, or I think that was my stream. Somebody brought up Pokemon for whatever reason. They're talking about just the games in general, like that everybody's been playing, doing those Nuzlocke things.
Yeah, I
Try
don't
to
get
like-
those.
They're just a bunch of self-imposed rules to make the game slightly harder because Pokemon games are notoriously easy, but people still love them anyway. But he was like, "How? I have never played a single like the handheld games, like the actual you're a trainer, you get Pokemon, you catch them, breed them, whatever, fight, battle. I've never played a single one of those games. I've played like what was it called, like Pokemon Snap, Pokemon like Stadium, like on the GameCube or 64 or whatever it was on. But they're like, how have you never played these? You're like the exact age for when this stuff was getting popular." And it's like, I mean, you know, I watched the anime when it first came out for like a season. I collected some cards, learned how to play the game way back then, the card game, but then it never went past that. It just, Pokemon just, I don't know, it's not for me. I was always more of a Digimon person.
Oh my god, that's like the off-brand Pokemon. What in the world?
Digimon was more interesting though, because to me it's more interesting because the monsters could actually speak, and when they evolved, they could go back to their base form. It wasn't just like they're evolved and that's it.
See, I feel like it's only for progress, so it requires choices. But Digimon, them being able to speak, kind of takes away from it. And I'm not gonna lie, I tried to kick your ass. Well, once again, I was small, and I was small, and it didn't work. Audio God, this entire time you've been saying Fire Emblem, and I've been thinking of something completely different. No one's playing that. That's probably a good one.
I knew what he meant by Fire Emblem, but I didn't know that they had a Dynasty Warriors type game. But of course, everything has a Dynasty Warriors type game now. Everything that comes out of Japan at some point gets a Dynasty Warriors spinoff. Zelda, the good One Piece games are Dynasty Warriors ones. Gundam had a few Dynasty Warriors ones. I mean, everything's got some sort of
One Piece one, don't you?
Yeah, I actually finished it today. That was my 169th platinum.
Oh, you douchebag.
That one was easy though. The third one's way harder and is a lot more grinding, so I just gave up on that one.
Well, if you were to play, what is it, Fire Emblem? I assume it's Fire Emblem Fates?
No, Warriors.
Warriors? All right. Let me see what that is. Because there's a lot of Fire Emblem games, obviously. It doesn't even show it.
That's true.
Yeah, there's like 3 viewers
Yeah.
in all of Twitch. So that's like the opposite of playing a game that's too popular.
For real. Like, yeah, let's go play a game that nobody wants to watch.
I already do. It's called Total War 3 Kingdoms.
I was gonna say that's like the downside though of streaming games that you actually want to play, because there's a high chance that if it's a slightly obscure game that there's just gonna be no views for it.
Well, and
Other than what you already bring in from like people who might stop by your stream either way.
right. And me being so late, trying to find people to stop by my stream that would normally, like, don't get me wrong, everybody, you know, in the Olo community and like the Fantastic Four and Deep End and all that, everyone stops by, but like the odds of anyone being awake after an hour of me streaming, real low.
Ghost even said something about that. He's like, I'd like to be there, but by the time he starts, it's like 5 a.m. for me.
Yeah.
Yo, seriously, by the time you start, dude, Ghost is like running away from my stream because he's so tired.
Yeah. No, like I said, and Ghost has still stopped by, and I get it. You know what I mean? I used to stream at noon, and I started working again, and that was my biggest problem. Like, I can't work at 2 o'clock in the afternoon and start streaming at noon. It just doesn't work out. Like, I wish I could stream at a different time, and if I was
Right.
I never finished Dynasty Warriors on PS2. There's like Dynasty Warriors 9, my friend. There's so many of them. I've never finished a single one. But yeah, like the late night streaming isn't, it's a worldwide thing, but I still speak English, and the West Coast has different standards of people that they're trying to watch. You know what I mean? I'm a middle, what is it? Midwest streamer that doesn't really get a lot of attention.
I hear you.
Yeah, you also, you run into the issue even if with California, with West Coast, or even, if people in Hawaii or Alaska are watching that are even more hours behind, because of all of, maybe not all of them, but a lot of the very successful people who stream are in California. They're still up and going by the time you're starting.
Right.
They're probably like right about in the middle of their stream or whatever at that point.
Right. I've never gotten a big raid. So
me neither.
Like I've seen people get huge raids, and like I'm not wanting a big raid. I kind of like the not raiding thing of YouTube. It just automatically ditches you to content that's similar. But at the same time, it's like I'd love that exposure.
Yeah. I don't think the most I've ever got was probably actually just from Ghost, which is maybe when he's at a peak of like 30 people, maybe. But I've never gotten anything like Scuba Steve got that 1,000 something one time, but that didn't, like you said, it legitimately didn't do anything for him. He had like 1,000 people, and he probably kept a few hundred of them around for that stream, and then that was it.
Right. You're not getting a lot of people sticking around. Audio God, if you're trying to be a content creator and you're not on TikTok, you're missing out on a market. IG is like okay, but like TikTok is how you get your content out there fast. Which sucks because I hate TikTok.
I've still never used TikTok.
Is that? Yeah, I've never used it at all. All I ever see is Maggie will send me whatever random TikToks she's been watching on there, and she'll send them to me because she thinks they're funny. But do you see any sort of I don't know, positive growth or whatever you'd want to say from actually using TikTok?
100%. There's this YouTuber called Mully, and he basically got TikTok famous, and that helped him and his entire group. So there's Josh Dub, which is like kind of like the biggest name out of the group, but Mully was a guy that he streamed with or made YouTube videos with a lot, and they were making TikToks and putting clips on TikTok, and because it's such a short format, people go through, like, they just digest content. Like you'll never go through it all, and so you're able to see people you like, and if you get the right snippet on there, you can attract a lot of attention. If you can trend on TikTok, there's a good chance you'll blow up.
Well, I guess I'm gonna have Maggie manage a TikTok for me from now on.
Yeah,
she's on there all the time anyway.
You
just find any of the popular shit, make a video about it, and link all my stuff.
Yeah, well, just have her do thirst traps. That's the big way to get popular on TikTok.
I don't even know what that means.
You have an idea of what that means, don't you?
I mean, I could take a random stab in the dark, guess at what it's supposed to mean, but
I missed that. What did you say?
A thirst trap. So basically, you just have an attractive girl do a sexy video, and like you will get viewers.
Yeah,
they're not people like.
I know exactly what that is. Yeah.
And I'm not gonna say that like female viewers have it easier. I think that's a cop out. By the way, I want to point out the fact that D-Pad isn't even watching this stream right now.
I don't even, dude. To be completely honest, I'm
Not even
outside.
subbed to me. I know.
Listen, douchebag. I am outside. I just walked in my house. I'm on my phone.
I'm just messing with you, man. Anyway, I'm not gonna say female streamers have it easier because that's a fucking cop out. Like they don't take away viewership from anyone. The people that are watching them, you probably don't want watching you. Like honestly, there are people that like are watching a specific thing for specific content. It's just like Pornhub doesn't compete with YouTube. You know what I mean? Like it's just not the same thing.
Yeah.
Correct.
Like people are gonna go to YouTube because they want like actual content or information, whereas people are gonna go to YouTube because they gotta rub one out.
I don't know. I'm there for the storylines.
What are you
I don't do
doing,
anything
Step
else.
Bro?
Yeah, I watch it for the story and then I leave.
Yeah.
Oh no, Step Bro. I got stuck in the washing.
I mean,
I'm so bad about any of the pop culture references that happen anymore. I'm so removed from all that stuff. And I have been for a number of years at this point. Like, what did you, like thirst trap? Never ever heard that phrase before in my life. Going before that, when everybody started using the saying cap for, I guess, not lying or whatever.
no bullshit. That's what cat means.
Yeah, I don't know where that came from. I just started hearing people randomly say it. I had no idea what it meant. But that goes all the way back. I don't know, like 6-7 years ago, a friend just be like, yeah, Hundo P. And I was like, I'm sorry, what? What is that? What does that mean? It's like, damn, you're only like 4 years younger than I am. I don't know. I don't keep up with the lingo nowadays.
Yeah, well, I don't know where these things come from. I'm fairly familiar because I have a 15-year-old daughter. So I have to keep up on some things.
I got a 16-year-old and a 15-year-old little brothers. So the thirst trap and all that shit, yes, I get it. I know it all from them.
I guess that's my disconnect. I don't have any of those things.
Well, you actually have to like put your fingers on the pulse. You have to follow the zeitgeist, if you will.
Yeah.
I mean, Google is my friend. But
Yeah.
What?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. One day I'll just turn out to be like the dad who's trying to be hip and cool with their kids.
oh well, see, that's the thing. For me, I don't try to be hip or cool. I just know it because I have to like make sure I monitor somewhat, like be a responsible parent. But I mean, where I work, the people I work with, I am the young, hip, cool kid because I'm 30 years younger than everyone I fucking work with. So, like, I work with my dad. That should tell you something.
Just like sushi.
Yeah, but my dad's 2 years from retirement, and so are most of his peers.
Hmm.
Like, in 5 years, I'm going to be one of the highest seniority people out there. Because they'll either retire or die.
Well, that's exciting.
Yeah. Yeah, one day I won't have to work with
That's a
them.
goal to strive for.
To be the senior person.
It's actually kind of scary because, like, I'm supposed to know everything they know. Like, I don't know how I'm supposed to do that. Like,
No,
I'm fucking, like, dumb.
I wouldn't go to that
Use
extent.
the R word.
I feel you on that one.
Like,
because at my job, there's only one person who's not counting the boss. There's only one person now who's been there longer than me, and he's only been there longer, I think, less than a year than I had been there. And I did support for a number of years, so in theory, I should know most of the stuff that he would also know. And I'm worried that my boss, because I switched to sales, and it's been like a year and a half that I've been switched, because he just hired really, there's 3 new salespeople. One of them's been there a few months, but he's literally not progressed at all. That he's going to ask me to help train any of these people. I'm like, dude, I don't remember half that stuff.
No, you just like, sorry, I don't get paid for that. If you want to promote me to the role.
He also wants to do that. He's already brought that up before. And I was like, but only in like a sales capacity of, he quote unquote wants to build the sales team around me. And I was like, yeah, I mean, I guess I could at least then tell them how to do shit to where things are actually done, but I don't know.
No lie, I thought your tattoo said Viagra.
No, it does not say Viagra.
I know, but the M looks like a V, and then I saw this Magna right at the end. Yeah, like, so at a glance, because you just barely put it up there, I thought you said I love Viagra or something like that.
Oh my god.
It could, who knows? You never know.
Look at it. Either says that or mangina. I don't know.
No, it's Sic Parvis Magna from well, I mean, I got it from the Uncharted series, but it's from Sir Francis Drake's ship, where it's Latin for roughly translation of greatness from small beginnings.
Oh, so it's about your penis.
Yes.
Yeah, I get it.
I got that, geez, maybe like 10 years ago? Sounds about right. Maybe like my 20 or something.
How many tattoos do you have, D-Pad?
0.
0?
0.
I don't have any either. I was hoping you did, so I could be like, I don't have any. Ha ha ha! I'm better than you guys.
My sisters always wonder why I don't, because they have a bunch.
What a weird, like, they just literally ask you why you don't.
Yeah,
they for some reason think because they like them that you should too.
Yeah, it's I guess it falls underneath the same line of when we start talking about, like, I don't know, firearms and stuff like that. I have them, they don't like them.
It's funny. I have no tattoos and no guns, and everyone I work with has tattoos and guns, so I have like nothing in common with them. And the weird part is, like, I grew up competitively shooting, and I don't own a gun.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah. Like, I grew up
shooting. Were you competitively shooting 22? Like, what were you doing?
Yeah, 22. I didn't compete in like skeet, but like I still, skeet shot a lot.
Yeah, the 22's a lot of target.
Yeah.
So, no, that's cool. Did you ever win trophies for that shit?
What's that?
You ever win trophies for that shit?
Yeah, I won a few. I threw them away. It just didn't mean anything. Like, as I got older, it's one of those things in Michigan, I don't know, not that big a deal. I wasn't like fantastic. I was pretty good. It's like one of those things where like when you get good enough at something, you know what your limit is.
Yeah, I hear you.
It's like I almost went into art professionally. And then as I started to progress in art and meet real artists, I was like, I can't do that. I'll talk to you guys later.
Yeah, definitely.
Like, I just like knew the vast difference between like someone that's like kind of artistically inclined and like a real fucking artist.
Yeah, dude, I get it.
True
Yeah,
wisdom comes from knowing that you know nothing.
Yeah, so I'm finally back inside.
Is that where the what is it, the art of the motorcycle book comes in?
No. That's completely different. Zen and the Art of Motorcycle
Zen.
Maintenance. I recommend everyone reads that. Everyone, listen to it on tape. Whatever you have to do. It is a fantastic book, and it does talk about motorcycle maintenance. And for some people, that's like a fucking hard thing to follow. But it also talks about philosophy, quality of work, how you apply your efforts, to what degree you apply your efforts. What's up, Titan? How you doing? So it's definitely a good book. It's by Robert M. Pirsig, and he was way ahead of his time. It is still applicable today because it talks about how some people are just afraid of technology. And
Dude, technology is. Dude, I know people that are like afraid of technology, so.
yeah, there are tons of people that they don't want anything to do with it. They don't want to learn about it. They don't want to. It's not just computers or phones. It's everything that comes out. Everything that comes out to benefit us. There are those that like embrace it and want to know about it, and those that like avoid it.
Yeah.
I like that when I looked this up, one of the very first things on Google, when it's got like the where it generates the cut, like probably the top Googled questions or whatever. The very first one is Zen and the Art of Motorcycle Maintenance bad? And then there's an entire article about it.
Well, the author went fucking crazy and then wrote a book.
The header for this article is strangest bestseller.
Yeah.
And two kinds of people are apt to hate Zen and the Art of Motorcycle Maintenance: advanced philosophy majors and advanced novel readers.
I mean, we can play some Rocket League a little bit later. We're kind of talking right now, but we'll look into that a little bit later. We were kind of just trying to chill tonight because we don't know, who wants to play Rocket League or anything like that. But we usually play Rocket League, 7 days a week. But
Dude, I suck at Rocket League, but I'm always down to always play.
oh, I suck too.
I'm horrible.
Actually, if you listen to the best Rocket League players, like the ones that like make content and win championships and play professionally, they all say they fucking suck.
Yeah,
But those are also the people who are flying across the map the entire time.
seriously.
And I said, true wisdom comes from knowing that you know nothing, and that's Socrates, by the way, not Robert M. Pirsig.
Yeah.
But no, Zen and the Art of Motorcycle Maintenance, starts out. It's a road trip with some friends and this guy's son, and he goes through and he goes on all these tangents and rabbit trails and refers back to, hey, look at, he even sucks. Everyone sucks at Rocket League. No one's good at it. Anyone that says they're good at it is bad at it. But and it talks about the actual mechanics of some older motorcycles, not modern day motorcycles, because no one knows what a fucking tappet is these days, or how to adjust it. But it talks about how
it's so bad because I know what it is.
Yeah. Well, if you know cars and engines, you're gonna know what a tappet is. But most people know what a horsepower is, but not a tappet. You might spark plug, maybe. We still use those.
Imagine people trying to look at vehicles that still got points and condensers.
Oh yeah.
It's ridiculous. I remember one time someone came in with a carburetor and they didn't know what the hell they were doing. And I went outside with one of the guys I worked with when I used to work at Napa, and we actually helped the guy adjust his carb because he didn't know what the fuck he was doing. And he owned the car.
Oh, nice.
But it's crazy because fuel injection, you don't have to worry about too much gas in the bowl, or this adjusting the screw to have the right gas flow for air gas ratio. Like, it's all
you don't have a choke.
Computer just goes, boop. Oh, look, there's a problem. Okay, add more gas or add more air.
I will never own anything carbureted a fucking again, for the record.
Oh, never.
Like, not having to pump my gas pedal a couple times before I start my car is a fucking godsend.
I remember when I first got my license, I was driving a 1979 Mazda RX-7. And I used to get in the car, pump the gas 3 times, put my foot down on the clutch, take my left hand, pull the choke, and my right hand turn in the key, and hoping for the best. If not, I had to get out and spray starting fluid in the car and then do it all over again.
That as you like half pump the gas. Yeah, fuck that.
And you're pulling the choke, and it's like, oh, come on.
Yeah, this Crim's on the cam, and then D-pad is the voice that's talking about the carburetors.
Well, I am back.
I don't know shit about cars, so I can't.
I am back. I can turn my camera on. I don't care.
That's up to you.
On my computer.
Oh yeah, look at that. He's got it on.
Nothing at all about cars.
That's
I think it's
D-pad.
funny.
So that's why when I
think
told the
it's
story
funny
the other
that-
day,
I think
and
it's
D-pad
funny that my camera on Discord is like way bigger than when I have it on stream. Like, you can't see like none of this shit behind me when I'm streaming.
Is it the same camera?
Yeah. Same camera, right on top of my television.
That's weird.
Yep. When I'm streaming, you can't see that I have my sneakers on the floor right there because I kicked them off when I got home, and you can't see the elliptical right there. For some reason, it just fucking cuts off right here at the chair.
Yeah, well, if it makes you feel any better, on my cam, the one I have on right now, you can't always see Storm Shadow in the background. Wait, this way. And you actually can hear.
Yeah. That's usually about.
Oh, I didn't even notice it. I was like, wait, what are you talking? And now I see it.
Yeah, if you go look in Discord, yeah.
Yep. Yeah, I have a lot of my gearboxes. All right, catch you later. By the way, Titan, yours are cry, right? I'm like 90% sure.
You know, right?
It's got to be somebody. They know me.
No, it's I mean, there's not many people that like actually chat when you stop by. They usually come in and ask for a trade for Rocket League and leave.
Right. But yeah, now see how you have the camera set up on YouTube. That's about what everyone sees on stream.
Yeah.
If you look in Discord,
it's really weird. I wonder if maybe there's some sort of aspect ratio setting in your OBS that's different.
Maybe I'll take it because I definitely don't like. I definitely like how I have it because you can't see my closet door open where I usually kick my shoes off, and you can't see the elliptical that I have on the back corner either.
Is that bookshelf behind you just video games?
Yes.
Okay, I figured as much. I just wanted to make sure.
The first 3 rows are the PS4 games, and then the row below it is all Switch. You can't see the row below it because my chair blocks it.
Yeah, I have very little games after the PS3. I have a number of games, but like I would not say I have a ton of games.
Dude, my closet over here, I can pull boxes out right now of my PS3 with all my PS3 games, my Wii U, all the games that I have for that.
Please don't show us your Wii.
No, dumbass. But this is YouTube, not Pornhub.
Off.
Yeah, off stream, please, with the dick pics. Like, we need all of them.
Yeah, and then like behind me, like actually right behind me there's a glass table behind me. I have my my 3DS, my PS Vita, all my handhelds are behind me. Right below the picture of my niece and nephew and the Doctor Who paint.
Okay. I'm glad you pointed out what that was, because I was gonna ask what it was, but in what would have ended up being a very rude way, not knowing that it's your niece and nephew.
Yeah. Hold on.
Dude, is that protein behind you too?
No, I'll show you that in a second too. Like that's my niece and nephew, so I keep them behind me.
Is that an actual photo or is that a painting?
Yeah, it's a photo. My sister had it put on a like a canvas.
Oh, it's one of those. Yeah.
Yeah, she got it from.
I thought it was a
Christmas.
I thought it was a painting back there, because I know you have your painting back there, and I was just gonna be like, what is that? What is that painting of those creepy children?
Is my big gulp,
Oh, I gotcha.
and it's full of change.
Does
Oh my
7-Eleven
God.
still have like big gulps like that?
I've had this cup for probably about 10 years.
Can't you go to Coinstar or something already and get that change
Yeah.
converted?
Got a
That's
brand new
like-
fucking computer with all that change. Jesus Christ.
I probably could. I call it my it's my rainy day, you know. When I go to do laundry and stuff, I always whatever the change I have left over from the laundromat goes in the
How
cup.
heavy would you estimate that is?
Probably say a good 15-20 pounds.
So it's a little bit lighter than your dick.
Jesus.
Got it.
Exactly. So, but yeah, no one can usually see the cup behind my head either, because usually my big fat head, you know, covers it. You know.
Oh yeah. You're leaned over a little bit, and you don't have headphones on.
You also
Yeah.
probably have the
I'm
best.
comfortable.
Yeah.
I'm comfortable right now.
I'm never fucking comfortable when I'm on stream.
I don't care.
No, I mean like literally, I'm just never fucking comfortable. The chair is never quite right. Like it's either too far back and then I'm like, you know, looking weird, or it's too far up. Like I don't know.
I don't even lean back in my chair.
Dude, I'm not
Like,
even
I
on.
use the back brace part, like the lower back brace part, and that's sort of, and then I don't even touch the rest of it.
Like
Because then I feel like I'm too far back. If I'm all the way in it, I'm like this far back, and I don't know, the mic just feels too far away at that point.
well, like right now, if I
My
lean
mic
back,
is far away.
this is like not super far back, but obviously now the mic doesn't really want to pick me up. But the worst part is Krim, you have the same fucking chair that
Yeah.
the like tilted forward headrest is clearly meant for smaller people, because it hits the like base of my neck and head where that meets. It just pokes me.
See, you guys are
Yeah,
like
it's like
so
right at the
like on your microphones.
Middle.
Crazy.
Well,
Well, I
where's
mean,
your
you sorta
microphone?
have to be.
Probably about 2 feet away from me.
Right, that's why
What?
I hear all that fucking
No
echo.
way.
Yeah.
Like,
Like the mic you stream with is that far away from you?
all right,
Yeah.
hold on.
I thought you just used your headset.
No. Hold on, I'll grab
Do you
it.
feel like you're talking pretty normally, or do you feel like you talk louder than you normally would?
Like, this is what I use. It's a JLab mic.
I had no idea he had a real mic.
I didn't either. I legitimately thought it was your headset that you were using the whole time.
Nope. So what I do is I
Oh.
have this mic. It's positioned in front of my television.
But you know what? I think you just if this is how you normally talk, like everyday life, I think you're just a generally loud talker, because when you had that closer to you, you were coming through really loud.
Yeah, This is my normal talking voice.
Well, Well, like, okay, so here I am now with the mic about a foot away from me, and you can see the difference on how it sounds. Like, I have to talk up so my noise cancellation and everything like that. See how it's cutting in and out.
Yeah.
Yeah. Is that how I sound?
You sound far away from your mic.
Yeah, because if I'm, well, I like I said, I'm normally a loud talker anyway.
Yeah, I mean,
So
you
if I
sound
have it-
like you're
if I
like
have it
far
up
away,
close to me-
but you also don't cut out or anything. Just
Right. If I get any louder than what I'm at now, I just sound fucking angry.
All right, so you guys hear me talking now. This is me normally talking.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So now if I come close like you guys do, and I got the mic right here, I have not raised my level of my voice. This is my normal talking voice.
Which, if you were to turn the volume down on your mic, you probably sound a million times better.
Yeah, well, I also can't sit here with the fucking mic resting on my big fat stomach, the whole time while I'm streaming.
Why not? That'd be fucking awesome.
Because look, the tripod holds it.
Yeah, no, I'm just saying that'd be fucking hilarious.
Like, you know what I mean? It's like I got like a, perfect
I'd love to
table.
see you do
'Cause,
that
look,
with
ma,
Fall
no
Guys.
hands.
And then when you lose on Fall Guys, you just react and the thing just tumbles.
Oh my god, I will give you 10 subs if you stream Fall Guys like that and do knock your mic off, like on accident. It's got to be
I don't
like
want to break the thing.
like you just like fucking and it just flies away. I like, oh my god, I would die laughing.
Like I just have a normal like fu at Fall Guys. Like I get mad at everything on Fall Guys.
No, I totally get it. I'm not saying that like your reaction is uncalled for. I just think it'd be fucking funny, especially if you had the mic on you like that.
Yeah.
This is ridiculous. I'm looking at myself.
It is.
It is so ridiculous.
That's what I'm saying. Now, like, there are other things in this world that, like, other than, like that style of mic that you could use. Like, I'm holding in my hands a lavalier mic,
Yeah.
and so you just clip this to your shirt,
Oh yeah.
and then you
Could do
could
that.
talk. Yeah, you could do that. Like I said,
Yeah.
the louder I get, the angrier I sound. So it's like I just like I made my kid cry when I called her for dinner one time.
Because
So
it sounded like you're angry.
yeah, it's like, well, it's a little bit late, but we'll try to get a little bit loud. Like if I just talk a little bit loud, all of a sudden I get like this weird rasp in my voice and I sound a little fucking angry.
Yeah.
Dude, I always sound angry. So
I just assumed you were always angry.
no, I'm actually quite like positive about life, and
He's way too positive about things. It's unnatural.
that's the funny part. I try to see the good in everything before the bad.
No, true story. I feel like if you never have anything negative to say, you're a fucking liar.
Oh, I have
He's
negative
got plenty of
things.
negative things to say, but he's just positive about.
I didn't say he was a liar.
No,
I just
I'm
had
not
that general
saying you're
outlook
calling
on
me a
people.
liar. I'm not saying you're calling me a liar. I'm just saying that
You're a fucking liar, D-pad. You're a fucking liar.
Fuck you, asshole.
No, no, you've met those people though. Like you've met them. Like they always have warm, glowy things to say, and you know.
Well, I'm not warm and glowy all the time. I just, I got like a fuck you attitude, but it's more of the fact of if shit goes wrong, like I will try to be as positive as I can about it to try to spin it to get out of it instead of just wallowing in the darkness of the problem. I try to put light on it and make it better and try to work it out that way.
I went to school with this girl, high school with this girl, and she was, I don't know, maybe a grade higher than me or maybe 2 years higher than me, something like that. I ended up working with her down the road a few years after high school. And she was in high school. She was like, I don't know, Scuba Steve would explain it as I hung out with a bunch of emo people, or the emo kids or whatever. She was friends with most of us, and she was usually like, I don't know, she seemed kind of normal then, just had good days, had bad days, whatever. When I started working with her, she was the happiest, most positive person I think I've ever, one of them at that point at least, that I've ever met in my life. Like super bubbly and like always happy and smiling and stuff.
Yeah.
And to the point of where like people would just call her, they called her like Bubbles or Miss Bubbles or something, I forget, like because she was always happy or whatever. Those just nickname customers and people gave her. And I was just like, you weren't like this in school, like what the hell changed? And she's like, oh yeah, all these antidepressants and shit I'm taking. It's like, oh, all
like,
right, well.
Oh, I started having sex.
Yeah, it's like, oh yeah, I take a lot of things for that, and I was like, oh, okay, well, all right then.
I have always told myself I'll never rely on a pill to live an everyday life.
Really? Try Cialis.
Yeah, not me. I'm good. I don't need to. I'm good. I'm not that old. So Cialis.
No. It's not even about that. I had that when I was 20.
I'm just messing, but dude, it's, I don't know. I used to think negative all the time and be that way, and then just I didn't like where it was going, so I just said fuck that. Try to look at it from the other side.
Yeah, and if you can do that, that's great. Like I know I was very angry.
I'm very angry.
Like junior high, high school, I was a very angry person.
Same.
And then I was also like one of those like lovesick kids that were always in love with somebody but never like talking to them.
Oh, I hated people.
Oh no, like I always had a crush on like my female best friend at the time. And then I was always turned down when I finally made a grand gesture. Then I graduated high school and I was like, oh wait, I can just have sex with them? Oh, that's way better.
Yeah.
I had something similar, except I was in maybe middle school at the time. Girl I was really good friends with. I was really into her. And then one of my other friends found out, and he's like, oh yeah, I have her phone number. Let me call her. So he called her while I was at his house, told her all about it, then put me on the phone with her. And she's like, yeah, I think we're good as friends. It's like, yep, this is awkward, so I'm going to go now. No, it was fine. And then the funnier part is later that year we went on like our, 8th grade field trip or whatever to the theme park. And while at that theme park, I started dating some other random girl I had just met that day. Just to find out later that day that that very girl that I was like into was gonna ask me out. Bad timing.
Well,
no. Bad timing on her.
Well,
she should have known what she had from the beginning, Krim.
I mean, I do believe that things work out how in a way how they should. But at the same time, like I asked a girl out over the phone. I asked her to homecoming. You know, it was like, high school. That's a very scary thing for a guy. You ask a girl out and she might reject you, and she fucking did. She said, "No, I'm not planning on going." And then from the same phone, my best friend called her up and asked her to homecoming, and she said yes. And I'll never forget that moment in life.
Dude.
Yeah.
I went single to every dance that we ever had.
I never went to one.
I went because I said fuck those people.
I didn't go to any homecoming or prom until I graduated high school. And I went to like 3 the next year.
I didn't have a girlfriend until I left high school.
Me
Seriously.
either. Yeah, me either.
No, no. I'm laughing about. Oh, I was before he sent. Oh, I went to like 3 the next year. I was like, tell me you didn't go to high school dances after you were out of high school.
Oh yeah. I became the guy that like, you know,
The magic
my
guy.
friend doesn't have a date type of thing. Will you go with them? And I went to like 3 the next year.
That's funny.
Yeah. I was the pity date guy for like my first year out of high school. It wasn't until I started going to like bars and clubs and realized like how many women are out there to meet. Like I went to Canada a lot at 19.
Oh, yeah, 'cause it's not that bad of a trip for you.
No,
You're right
it's
there.
the worst part now is like customs.
Well, yeah, with COVID, the whole customs thing is bullshit.
Oh well, I haven't gone
Well, I
since
don't
I
think
turned
you can go
21. No, I mean like after 9/11.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, because you didn't even need a passport to go up there. You just needed a valid ID.
Well, you need a birth certificate to get back into the U.S. generally.
Yeah,
but on the
but
flip
you didn't
side,
need to get a passport. That's
like-
what they were getting at.
I remember at least one time where I was driving back to America after because the bars closed later and we got super hammered, and I was driving back with like 3 people in my car, all passed out, just annihilated, and me waving all of our papers out the window, like rolling up to the booth, like, let us in, we're Americans. Like just waving like a real asshole. He didn't even have a stop.
So the guy at the booth was probably just like, yeah, they're Americans, let them in.
He's like, all right. He just waved us through. It was very different from yeah. Well, I feel like middle school is dark ages for everyone. Audio God. Like after 9/11, like I had to sit through like customs for like half hour to an hour. As soon as I turned 21, I never went back.
No need to.
No, there was no need. I did.
Yeah, because what's it called? Montreal, if I'm not mistaken, I think Montreal from me is like I think it's like a 6 to 8 hour drive, roughly, up through Vermont.
Yeah, I was gonna say you also have to go through a few states to get there.
Yeah. No,
Really, I only have to drive.
Yeah.
I only have to drive center of Massachusetts and then up Vermont.
yeah, it's a 20
Right,
minute
but that's
drive
what I
to
mean.
me.
You literally have to go through Massachusetts and Vermont to get there. For Olag, it's right across the lake.
Yeah.
No, I know.
No, it was a 20-minute drive. You hit the tunnel, go under the tunnel, and like you're right there in Windsor, and there's like a ton of bars because obviously everyone did it. Like half the people that were in Windsor at that night, at any given night, were from Detroit.
Yeah, I got a friend who
That's
did
funny.
the same thing. I mean, he's younger. He's like probably early 20s still, but that's what he would do because he's from Rochester, New York. So that's a super short drive for him to go straight to Toronto, and he would do it all the time.
You know, Audio God, I never actually talked to a Canadian girl all the times I went to Canada. Never in my fucking life.
Why not?
It just didn't happen. It wasn't like I was purposely avoiding them. Most of the people that were in Windsor were from Detroit. I did get booed off of a hot body contest once. It was a real shining moment in my fucking life. To be fair, I look closer to sushi than I do now. And the problem was in the early 2000s, long hair was not like the thing to have. And I did not realize this, but when I was
Wait, what?
long hair.
But what by long? What do we mean long hair?
Longer
how
than
long?
longer than yours, pretty long, like Kurt Cobain.
Like past shoulders? Oh, okay, that was about shoulder length then.
Yeah, it was about shoulder length.
Really?
Yeah, but you gotta remember.
I guess that may have been dying.
You gotta remember where he's at, though. He's in Detroit. That ain't popular.
No, it
I
was
mean, I would know.
it was not a thing. It was definitely not a thing, and I did not realize that because like I was really wanting to be a rock star at the time. Like that was my big ambition in my early, like 18 through 30.
Like a Nickelback rock star, or like isn't that one of their songs, Rockstar?
Well, first off, I would definitely be a Nickelback rock star, even with all the hate they get, because no
Yeah.
matter what, you know who Nickelback is.
I mean, how much do you think Google just paid them for that new ad that they've been running?
Yeah. Look at this photograph.
Yeah.
Yeah, Canada solely for the women. No, I went solely to get blasted. I think that's the difference between me and a lot of people in this world is I
Is
went.
there like if you go to Canada for the women, is there an alternative to like the saying here where you get a green card baby here, you go to Canada, you get a universal healthcare baby?
I guess.
Oh my god.
Can you go up there, have a child with one of them, and then somehow like work your way into their Medicare system?
Ghostly, this isn't just me and Krim. He's just been talking more lately, but D-Pad is also here with us. And why don't you get your ass in here? In fact, Audio God, you get your ass in here, both of you.
Everybody join.
I've had roughly 4.5 shots.
This just in, breaking news, Ghostly present. You're being summoned to the platform. Come in here and tell us about what you did growing up in Singapore. And if you traveled to like another country to go hit on women.
Audio guy, there's nobody, like there's hardly anyone in Windsor, like in 2000, there's hardly anyone in Windsor from Canada.
So you're saying you graduated high school in 2000 then? That's
Yeah.
pretty much what you're getting at.
Yep.
All right. So that's when I was starting high school. That was my freshman year.
Oh, fuck you. Ghostly, you don't
Hey,
have
I didn't start until 2004.
Ghostly,
And that's when I graduated high school.
Yeah. It's also when my brother graduated high school, so I guess you're the same. But he also failed
So
grade.
look at the level
I'm
of
gonna mute
that.
these guys. Hold on. Ghostly, you don't have to have your cam in. Just get in here and talk.
It can be about anime.
No, I was
can talk
telling
about
him
whatever.
he doesn't want to have his camera on.
Oh, who gives a shit?
Man buns are not all the rage. Although I will say, yeah, he's got one. I will say, like, I'm leaning towards like embracing my Germanic ancestry and looking more like a Southern Germanic person.
Well, I mean, that's why I was saying, like, and obviously a 4-year difference between, leaving high school in 2000 or whatever, and me starting in 2004. So many fads and things can change so abruptly in that short amount of time.
Serious.
I was gonna say, like, in high school, like maybe not super long hair on guys wasn't a thing, but the for a lack of a better way to call it, the Justin Bieber hair of kind of like sort of a little bit long.
Fuck you, Ghostly. Get in here. You too, Audio God.
See, I always had a fade for years. Like my entire life was based off of a fucking fade. I had no facial hair in high school. None. Like my facial hair just like didn't grow in high school at all.
This is the most facial hair I've ever had in my life.
Like even just this little bit of hair on top of my head right here, just
Discord.
this little bit,
Discord
just
Audio
that little
God.
bit, didn't exist. It didn't even exist. It was non-existent in my in fucking high school. It was all fucking like shaved like how the side of my head is.
Okay. Let me show you what I look like. I'm not going to show an actual picture because that would take me out of everything I'm already in. So we'll just show you roughly what I look like. And this is what I did not realize. All right, right here. I was not this good looking, but I was this creepy.
Alog said he was a few shots in, so I went to get something.
I gotta see this.
What are you sharing? Is this like the picture of you with the guitar?
No, I did not actually share that picture. No, he should be able to access it. It's
Why Keanu Reeves?
Keanu Reeves in The Watcher, where he was a murderer, and that's what I kind of look like. It's under Collab Streams audio
You know
guide.
what?
You
That's
should be
not
able.
nearly as bad as the time
Yeah.
that Sushi said on stream that my high school yearbook photo looked like I was the kid who was going to shoot up the school.
Oh God. I don't even want to go into that. All right, hold on. We'll actually pull up the actual picture.
All right. Well, since homeboy, well, you're from Detroit. My hair in high school, I dyed it blonde because of Eminem.
Oh my God.
You know
Yeah.
what's funny? I always thought one of my older brothers
There it
could
is.
have a passing resemblance to Eminem.
There's
He always kept his hair pretty buzzed, and he's blonde haired naturally, and he just not anymore now that he's like 35 and super out of shape and whatever. Not so much, but when he was younger, for sure.
audio guide.
Oh,
If you join
wow.
any voice chat, you can go ahead and I'll pull you in. But yeah,
I don't
that
know,
is
I-
the
I
actual
prefer your
picture.
very, grunge, your
Oh, this
grunge
one?
guitarist look. Yeah.
Yeah, this one. This is a fucking gem.
Getting that Seattle sound from
Yo,
Detroit.
that part in your hair is like perfect, huh? You got
Yeah.
that going.
I mean, this tells you everything about
That
my
probably would've shot
years
up the
after
phone.
high school. I'm in a
What-
basement playing the guitar, bandanas on my fucking arms like I'm hiding track marks. I'm not, by the way. And at the time, I did not know that's what those were for.
What year would you say this was, if you know?
I was probably 20 something, so 2006.
2004.
Or
2006.
yeah, somewhere around there. Anywhere from 2004 to 2006. This could have been. And there's a keg in the background of that picture.
Yeah, I can see it.
This is probably here. Where
And it's in a trap, and it's in one of those like containers filled with ice.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
You can tell. I can see it from here. I can see the rope on the bin.
let me see. I was gonna post a picture. Where did we have this posted at?
Yeah.
'Cause
Go
this is
see. You definitely
probably
should not miss this
roughly the
one.
Same amount of time. This would have been me like. Well, hold on. Let me
And go see.
where-
Make sure you
check
don't
the posts.
don't forget to thumbs up if you want to see more like this. Especially if you guys like seeing me drinking a lot.
What channel were you in on for that? Was that just in Lounge?
No, I was in Scuba Steve's actually.
Where?
It doesn't matter. I'm just gonna put it in Lounge.
That's
I
fine.
don't. This is probably about 2009 me, so this would have been like just leaving, just out of high school. This would have been my look back then.
Oh, oh my God, you are emo as fuck. What is up, audio god? You are muted.
Yeah, I got that. The
Holy
nice,
God,
nice, like,
dude.
emo hair. I had a lip piercing. My ears were gauged to size 00s.
I mean, it's not a
Oh my
huge gauge, but like that's a
No, it's
gauge.
not, but they'll never close up. They'll never close up. Even now, I still have holes I can put things through.
Actually, they will if you get the surgery.
Oh, I mean, I'm not gonna go and get some sort of surgery.
Let's see if audio god shows a video of himself. He's a good-looking man.
Oh yeah, Crumb. I remember that. I remember you showed that picture. Where did I see that?
All of my other photos, I just
He is
look
an emo
so,
boy.
like,
Said see you later,
miserable
boy.
and tired all of the time.
To be fair, like I never went through like a solid emo phase. I was a little bit too old when, like, I didn't realize there was an emo thing going. I listened to the music, but I didn't realize there was a look for it. Oh my God, here he
Yeah,
is,
this is-
audio
this is
god. Look at this guy.
years
We out here. We out here.
Oh my god.
2004-ish.
So,
A few
I
years
am-
later, same sort of thing, but just
a
miserable.
lot going on here.
Yeah.
If you guys haven't already met him in Discord, this is Audio God. He does do music, and he is fantastic.
Hey, real quick, let me just shout out technology because I forgot my password, but I put my phone up to it and scanned it, and it was like, "Oh, you trying to get into your computer?" I said, "Yes, I am," and then let me in. So that was cool. Because I was lost. I could not remember my password.
Yo, when I sign in the Discord at work, I do the same thing. I take my phone and I'm just like, yo, just sign me in, bro. I can't remember the fucking password, dude. Just go.
Yeah, that's fucking amazing, isn't it?
Okay, appreciate the shout out, but no, I'm over being an old man and shit at 31.
31. Oh my god.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah, we're the youngest two here. Let's go.
I'm trying to figure out.
Quarantine, wait, no haircut. What am I turning up?
You guys are the same age as my sisters.
Are
Wait,
they
what did I
hot?
do? Are y'all talking to me or?
31.
You and Krim are both in their early 30s.
Yeah,
I'm about to hit mid.
No, I just say I feel old just because like I'm not aware of things. So the fact that I was shocked that they were like, "Oh yeah, you can check out. Yeah, you just scan your thing. You're good." I'm like, "Oh, okay."
Yeah, I mean, technology
And
it is amazing.
and the
It's
where's
kind
the
of like
enlarged
what I
button
was
over here?
talking
Hold on,
about
where's it?
earlier, where I just can't keep up with all
Can I
the
make this
new
bigger? I
lingo and
cannot.
stuff going on.
Yeah. Did you happen to see Krim's emo look there, Audio God?
I did not. Well, how about hearing the late? Because I'm hearing everybody, but then I'm hearing stuff I say like 30 seconds later.
Do you
Oh,
still have
you-
the
you
YouTube
stream?
tab open?
You gotta mute that tab for the don't click off of it. You know, make sure to give it that thumbs up and don't click off. Just mute that tab.
Oh shit. Okay, hold on. Got you. All right, give me a sec. I gotta open it back up. Give me a
That's
sec.
why you're getting the issue there.
I'm
So I'm like,
getting
what the hell am I hearing? Like, what's crazy? This is a super common sound issue. My slow ass is like, what's going on? I don't know. Are there two sources? Obviously, that's the issue here. I feel very silly. I didn't immediately catch it. I didn't immediately catch what was going on. So yeah, throw that like up there. I'm gonna mute it. There's the mute.
Yeah, there you go.
It is. Okay, no,
Like
it's
someone
loading
let
up.
you know that you liked it.
You know, that's a weird thing. Like any YouTube video or anything I go on, I automatically like it because like it's usually a thing I like. So I find it weird.
I don't know how this happened, but my default search engine became Yahoo. I didn't know Yahoo existed.
Yahoo's still a thing. Like literally, I have
Yeah.
one email that I still go through Yahoo with, and it's still there. It's still kicking. It's still out there.
I was gonna say, I had somebody I spoke to the other day at my job who I was getting their email from them, and they were like, "Oh no, actually no, it wasn't. It was another streamer. It was Lancer Gaming or Lancer Gamer. I forget exactly what his thing is, but he was like telling me to send him something. He's like, you send it to my email, and he's like at Yahoo. Yes, it's Yahoo. Don't make fun of me.
Like, I have total 3, but I have one that I made just for music, and I end up not even using that one. So that was like the junk mail folder, catches all the junk and vacation plans or Airbnb. I don't know, catches all the extra stuff that I don't really care to read.
Right. Yeah, I only just now.
Oh, Amazon too, but
Like last
we need
year,
that. You don't
or
need email
so
for Amazon.
updated to an adult email from the one I had used.
You know, I had to do that for school.
I have check me
Yeah,
out at
why is
ologbr.com. I think that's a dope thing I have. But
What is that?
check me out at ologbr.com. I got that from what is it? Streamlabs. They give me my own special email.
Oh,
Yeah, one of these days I'm gonna try Streamlabs. I started to. Even the one I was using, even the one I forgot to archive, by the way, that one stream
Yeah.
was like an hour and a half long. No big deal. Anyway, that one I used the software that came with the Elgato capture card. It actually worked pretty well. I don't know how it would be with the camera though, because I didn't have the camera on, but I had the mic on. I like talking shit in the battle. These battles are getting harder. And I'll explain why after y'all. I don't want to make this a whole Pokemon conversation, but these battles, they changed the rules this season. So they're like, oh yeah, you can add one legendary. I'm like, oh shit.
Is this
Everyone
trading card?
stacked up. No, this is within the platform game. So all these seasons they had it to where you can only have like regular ass Pokemon for the most part. Pretty much keeping the Ubers out. This gen or this season or this month, they're like, oh yeah, no, new rules. Yeah, go ahead and bring the Ubers in. It's one per team though. I'm like, it was hard enough to win with the regular mob, but everybody gets a damn legendary team. It's just gonna be ridiculous.
It all depends on what legendary they pick too.
Yeah, I mean, cause I didn't realize this. I actually just learned this as you guys were streaming. Cause I'm like, why? How they allow these legendaries? I thought you couldn't do that. So I go back and look at the rules, and I'm like, okay, well, like I won a couple of battles, but I was getting damn near swept. I was basically trying to get from. At this point, at some points, like I saw the preview screen. And my goal, they start off the first battle like a Kyogre or something and starts raining. My first thought is, don't get swept. You don't take a loss here, but don't get swept. Don't get washed completely. Yo, like you gotta take one of them out or something, or 1.5 or something out.
I mean, that's the biggest thing is don't get embarrassed.
Dude, if I was on, I'm glad I wasn't streaming that because like as much shit as Pokemon's been the game I've been playing since the beginning. Watch all the changes. I saw every change. So that's a game.
Same.
I wouldn't be seen losing that game that much, but in this case, I'll take it because like I didn't know you could bring a fucking Uber to a fucking battle. Like I'm like, oh, okay, we're doing this now. Cool. It was 3-on-3 battle. Option for it. Okay. All right then, no problem. I'm about to go ahead. Go to my Ruby. Go to my Sapphire. Go to Sun Moon, start migrating shit over, and we're gonna see who's the last laugh is. Let me see this photo, because I want to see this photo, this infamous photo I've been hearing about.
It's in the lounge. You posted them both in the lounge.
Photos are probably about 5 or 6 years difference. The one was like the first one was like MySpace photo, but I just carried it over to Facebook. It's my first one.
If you're watching and you're not in the lounge yet, go ahead and click that link for Discord. You can join us and chat with us sometime.
Oh, for real. Let's scroll all the way. Whoa. What?
You know, if you were involved in the Discord community, you would not have to scroll that far, just for the record.
It wasn't that far of a scroll, okay? That's the first thing. Why being attacked here? Secondly, no, you have a good point. I have nothing to say. You have a valid point. You're right. I was just saying, like, I'm not that far behind. I literally do like one scroll. I was like, oh, there I am. I thought it was gonna be longer to be honest, but no, I'm in there kinda. I said, what do we have here? I immediately saw the pictures, like, oh, I see the hair, and I'm like, yeah. It was weird because like even in my hood ass school, like there was a small clique of golf people. They like intertwined with the anime people.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Like, crossover. There's a big crossover.
Like all that, and also that was low key the LGBT community at the time before the gained traction.
Yeah. I mean, those communities have big crossover because at that time, mid early 2000s, those are all of the like minority groups, and they all just sort of collectively went together.
I fully get it because I remember those. Like, I graduated like 07, so I remember I came in right before that first iPhone existed. So basically, had the last glimpse of the sweet life before it turned nasty.
Dude, I don't.
But no, I remember that because like
iPhone even came out.
Summer 2007. So literally, like I graduated, and a few weeks later, the iPhone was up. I'm like, the what? Apple makes a phone? How does that work?
Yeah, I don't think I had my first phone until probably it must have been my senior year, and even then it was like a shitty flip phone, and then at some point I broke that, and I got remember those the Razors.
Oh my god!
Yeah, I have one of those.
Razor or whatever. I had one of those for a while.
Did you have a metal one or the plastic one?
You
had a metal one or the one that was plastic?
No, it was metal. It was the stainless steel.
They didn't go
black or
plastic.
whatever the hell it was called.
All right, I worked at Radio Shack around this time. I was a manager at Radio Shack, so like I know exactly this era of cell phones that existed, and like It's pretty fucked up. But like at 2005,
I was nerdy because it was the exact phone from the Final Fantasy VII Advent Children movie. All the characters had the black Razor phones, and I was like, "That's the exact phone I had."
Oh my goodness. Man,
it's all right. I tried to get a Matrix phone, like
Dude,
one
you know
that
what
like.
phone I always wanted? The fucking Sidekick.
Oh my
Was that the
god,
one that
those
was
are super
okay, that
popular.
Had the keyboard.
man.
Yeah,
I
it did.
didn't want that, and besides that, it was what?
Yo, I wanted.
BlackBerry. I just want BlackBerry, just because like rappers rapped about having one, so I was like, yeah, I'll get a BlackBerry. I'm
Well,
gonna flex on
I
everyone.
always had a Nextel.
The
It was a weak
stylus.
phone. Wasn't a
Oh
good
my
phone.
god, you were one of those chirp fuckers. The Nextel.
One of those too. I had one of those too. I had the gray. It was a Boost one, but Boost and Nextel like the same thing. So
Well,
the gray and white one.
Dude,
I
you're
still
from
have-
Detroit. You definitely had the like that chirp feature. We all
The
did.
crazy part is like I only had one of those phones. Every other phone I had was like Sony Ericsson. I had a track phone before it was a government phone. I had the brick. I had the Nokia brick. Like, that was my first phone.
yo, me too.
Mom, they got it out the vending machine for like $20. They got it to keep track of me, but they never paid the bill. So I'm working my little bullshit fast food job as a minor, making sub minimum wage. I had to pay for the phone card to keep renewing at 10 cents a minute.
No, I don't know if
5
this
cents.
story is. I don't know if this is the
God.
exact truth to the story, but I feel like, in my mind, what sticks out to me as far as the first time I had a cell phone was the first time I went to an anime convention, and I assume that that's probably why I went and spent a weekend at a hotel with some friends for an anime convention, and my parents gave me a phone so that I could like, I don't know, let them know if I needed anything. I guess.
My parents had me on the tightest of restrictions, or my mom rather had me like the tightest of restrictions. That would have been. I tried to go to a fair. I'm like, yeah, let me go to. Yeah, I'm gonna sit down there with some friends. So I was hanging. I was like affiliated with the goth anime ROTC kids. We were all together. So I was like, let me go there. She was like, absolutely not. Who's gonna be there? I'm like, I mean, you can call me though. I have a phone that you bought me that I didn't want. You can call me on the phone. You tickle me.
You know, you
I'll
call
be-
that
I'll be
Nokia
cool.
a brick, and I actually owned
Oh,
a
a brick.
actual brick of a fucking phone. It looked like a
Talking
like
about the one
trapezoid.
the cancer causing phones that had the battery pack on the waist.
No, not that bad. Like it was like a trapezoid. It had a flip, but the flip was just a like bullshit plastic cover that covered the keys, and it had
my God.
That's not that far from the one I said though. Like you're barely. Remember
I
that
know
one because the battery in the back, like a real ass battery.
yeah.
It's like some weird. Yeah, I remember that.
Yeah, most of my
Mom
phone
had
was battery. Like it was that bad. Like it was like 2 inches like thick battery. I was 17, 16. I had a cell phone, and it was like this fucking thing I had to carry. It was that thing I was conscious of.
The
But-
great thing is we can have this conversation, and then there's gonna be kids who don't know what the world was like before that.
Oh my god.
Oh,
I had
that was me
my
in high school.
daughter. Oh my god. Oh god.
Look at that
Bro.
thug.
Oh, we
Do you
got
know how to
ghostly
explain to your
presents.
kid,
Hey, Ghostly.
hey, what up, Ghost? I don't really know you, but I'm gonna say what up. Like you cool anyway.
I was talking about that the other day with somebody because one of the guys in the community's Foxtail games Sushi's been doing his like quote unquote interviews with people, and he did one with Foxtail, and I learned that Fox is only 18, and I was like, holy shit, you're only 18, God.
Lord.
I was like, so that means you were what, born in like 2002? He's like, yeah, 2002. I was like, you're part of the like generation of people who don't know, like, you can't be like, I know where I was during 9/11. But now there's like the whole new thing past that where it's like, I don't know what life was like without a cell phone, because you get one when you're like 10 years old or something now.
Dude, man, my daughter's 9. Her mom got a phone. I'm like, why? She's always around you or me, or why?
And that's just
kinda
part of the life now. Like, everybody has to have a cell phone. Everybody has to know where you're at all times.
But, I mean, I guess the upside to that would be
There's another one.
okay. Let's say you remember at some point in your life when you're younger and you would ask someone a question, and if no one knew the answer, that was it. Like that was the end of it. That was it.
Somebody
Look,
claimed they
here's that
knew.
something.
You can't fact check them on the
Wait,
fly.
hold
Call them on the bullshit.
This is how much.
Actually,
I
there was
I'll be like, hey,
something
This is
existed. It was
without
called the Barbet Hotline.
I already know about that. What?
The Barbet Hotline. It was a thing that actually
Remember that.
existed. And
D-pad.
I remember that. I didn't use it, but I remember that.
I mean, I was
D-pad never shave again.
Wait, which hotline?
the Barbet Hotline. So basically, if you had a claim, you were, this was Google for 2002. All right.
Middle school. Yeah, I remember this. Yeah.
So like 2002, you would have an argument in a bar, and you would call this hotline, and it would resolve it for you, basically. And I can tell you, like, as someone who was drunk a lot in 2002, it was a real deal thing.
Oh
Did we
my.
not have
I
Ask
wasn't-
Jeeves back then?
No,
Hey,
that was
that's
the
on computer,
80s.
though. You have to get to a desktop. You have to get to a desktop. So hope they have internet. Hope it's fast enough to. It's 2 steps. It's 2 steps.
No, I mean, like when I was in high school, I saved up and bought a modem, and it was a 56 kilobit modem. That was like
I remember
phone
that.
and everything. Oh my god, I remember life before the internet.
Oh, let me tell you how bad I was with that. Like, okay, no one at my house knew anything how they're supposed to. So instead of using like the regular specific phone line that's supposed to be used for DSL or modem, any of that, I'm using a regular ass phone cord. So you have this regular ass phone cord that's not. It's just upstairs. The phone line is one phone line is downstairs. Running this one weak ass phone cord through the fucking kitchen window to the upstairs window. That's how we got it in the thing. And I'm like. We'll start getting crappy. It's not like, what's going on? We don't know. It can't possibly be this core we got that's not for what we're using it for. Being eaten up by wind and cold and no, that's not it. It must be something else, obviously.
Yeah, that was when you left the house and you fucking disappeared in the ether. Like there was no hey, call them on their
One
fucking
life
phone or
simpler.
page them. I had a pager also.
Dude,
Come-
my
come
mom
back-
gave me a
Be
pager.
back home when the streetlights come on.
My
I had a
mom
pager.
gave me a pager and said, if this thing ever goes off, you better call me. And I'm like,
I had
what?
a pager for 2.
Never got that.
What the fuck is
Never
this
got that
thing?
far.
I at one point called my friends from a bar drunk during the Woodward Dream Cruise and didn't know where I was or how to explain to them where I was. And like all I could say was I was in a glass box. I was in a payphone somewhere on Woodward,
Whoa.
which is like
Is
A
that what the
20
scene
mile?
from Will Ferrell movie's about?
yeah, basically that was made about me. I also did the first Rickroll, but that's a different story entirely. But yeah, I
Oh, we're
did
gonna hear
that.
this story.
That scene where he said I'm in a glass case of emotion is not that far from real life for me. Like before that movie came out, I came.
Yo, I'm done.
I tried to meet friends. I had no cell phone, and all I had was a payphone and some change, and was trying to get my friends to find me so that I could later find my car, because I didn't know where I parked, where I was, or where they were. I was alone, like on a 20-mile stretch of road.
Yeah, no, that's pretty real, man. I've somewhat lived that, but not quite because I don't do bars. But like, I had a phone that died. This is before phones were like super common. They were like kind of semi-common, so a payphone's still around. Like no one would take my collect call. I had to just bust it out like fuck it. Like
Yo,
you not bust it. Where's the bus stop?
on the collect call,
Goes Warren? Okay.
and then they say, "Yo, what's your name?" And then you just be like, "I'm at Dunks," or like, "I'm at the mall." Like, and you're trying to call your mom because you don't got the change. And be like, "I'm at the mall. Like, come get me."
Dude, if I
Except
had
that
no
one
idea
commercial-
where you were from,
Oh.
D-pad, the fact that you said Dunks tells me you're in the Boston fucking area.
Wait, is that a thing? We were talking about this yesterday. Did you know that was a thing?
I know. I
Boston-
just know
The
that
problem
that
is
sounds like a
Dunks or
fucking
Dunks?
Boston ass bar. Dunks.
Okay.
Yes.
No, he means Dunkin' Donuts.
Oh my
I mean,
God.
I mean Dunks like coffee.
Yeah,
Oh my
Dunkin'
God.
Donuts. Apparently
It just
up
sounds
there,
like some
they say
Boston
Dunks.
shit. Like fucking, I'm at Dunks. Like,
yo,
I-
Metro.
You know, I almost said a shoe spot. I literally almost said it was a shoe store. So I was going between shoe store and bar.
No, right, like dunking, like basketball dunking. No, dunking the fucking donuts. Jesus Christ.
Yo,
No,
Dunk.
okay, so it's kind of thing we may collect calls, and at the beginning, you would say the message real quick, so you wouldn't have to actually leave a real message.
Yeah, what? Yeah, dial right down the center, 1-800-COLLECT.
It's like, you know, hi, it's Bob. We had a baby. It's a boy.
Right.
That commercial forever sticks to my mind.
Right.
So I didn't get it at first. I'm like, what was happening just then?
I've never even used a payphone before. This is so funny.
I've used a payphone before. I've been in some weird situations where I'm like, well, go ahead and throw this Hail Mary play.
That wasn't that adventurous.
Oh my god, dude.
I wasn't either, though. Like, it's just like people I was around were adventurous. And it was like at certain periods of my life because I was just like stay at home and be around my stuff and just do shit on my stuff. For a long time, for like 2 year stretch, it seemed like whenever I went out, it was a damn adventure. It was like Harold and Kumar. Every time I went out, but I wasn't the one doing anything. Like everyone else around me, like I'd be the side character, like the scary dude who's like, "No, I don't think we should do." That was me. I was the one who suggested we do the same thing. And every time, some real shit would happen. So I just stopped hanging with these dudes. And shit.
So
I did.
basically, as the youngest person and non-American here, what was it like growing up for you?
Yeah, I'm really curious because there's got to be some sort of like huge divide to where he's like, what the fuck are these people talking about?
Don't see how
I
old
mean,
are
that's
you?
in mind.
What?
Say again?
How old are you?
20.
I just asked how old you were. I didn't know.
28 or 29. 29, sorry. Yeah, it's 29.
Oh my god!
Oh my
Yeah,
god,
how
you
are
don't
gonna
even
say
know
you
how
don't even
old the
know?
fuck you are. We'll put your little logo on here.
Age.
To be
I
fair,
don't even care about my
Your
age.
birthday just passed. Or...
my younger brother does that same thing where he's like, oh yeah, I'm gonna be 30 or something, and my
It's
mother
like age?
when I saw my mother over Christmas break, she's like, oh yeah, your birthday's coming up. Yeah, you're gonna be what, like 30? And I was like, are you kidding me? You don't know your own child's like age? Like,
I would like, I feel like that's the one date.
Audio God. How you were mentioning the thing about Harold and Kumar. I was the Kumar out of the group of my friends.
You're way too white to be Kumar.
I know. But
Yeah, it's true.
So you more like Van Wilder.
the stuff that
You
he
mean Van Wilder? You mean the Van Wilder?
the stuff that I was doing.
The Van Wilder.
Because Van Wilder was lit though. Like my man's was really out
he
here
definitely
running the
looks.
plays.
He
Like,
looks
he was-
exactly like Ryan Reynolds.
I'm talking about role wise, like his role in the situation. Like, he was like,
Who's Ryan Reynolds?
You are.
Oh, I'll take that all day.
I think the only time I
take
got
that
live was
dick.
like,
All day.
man, that was sucking me every time because like I go out and they be like, I'm not going. I'm like, man, can't meet some girls. And I'm like, you think? Yeah, I'm like, oh yeah, fuck it, let's go. And then I get snared in every time.
Dude, I was the one with the car.
I'm always gone. I'm like,
Yeah,
some bullshit.
I would just pull up in front of your house and I just hit the horn.
I was the one with
Oh,
the.
so you're.
Where are we going? Get in the fucking car, dude. We're out of here.
So that is a real thing from Goodwill Hunting. You just pull up and honk the horn.
Yeah, just
If
get
they
in the
don't
fucking
answer to
car.
that, you have to get out of the car and knock on the door.
Get in the
I had
fucking
one homeboy. I had one homeboy and one homegirl who I do that with. They be like, they text me, where you at? I'm like, I'm at the house. No reply. Why? No reply for like 10 minutes. Look, we outside. I'm like, oh, I should get dressed.
Like, let's
If
go.
I had friends
motherfucker.
who ever did that, I would never answer them. I would never go outside. If you showed up and just started honking
I
the
didn't-
horn, there's no way I would go outdoor. I would never leave.
Grim, I would
It's
stand
tight
up
with me, but
I'd
I'm
stand
gonna
up at the window with a boombox over my head playing Wham. All right.
Oh my god. All right,
Yes.
all right,
Which
all
one?
right.
So
Hold
Kills
up.
Whisper.
Let's give Ghosty a
This
chance to tell us about life in Singapore as a 28-year-old man.
It sucks.
It seems like
I
it's,
somehow
kinda
knew you
easier.
were gonna say that.
it seems like it's hot and fucking wet. That's what like I feel like it is.
Yeah, it's humid as fuck. That much I can tell you guys.
Did you
Well,
have a
it's really
conversation
nothing-
earlier about going to Canada? Is that a thing in like Singapore? Since you're such a
Going
small
to another
country,
country?
like just going over to the next place. and
Basically,
hanging out?
basically going to another country.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a thing in Singapore because it's expensive as fuck here. So you don't really get much here.
So what country would you go to? Because like I'm American and I don't know what geography really fucking is.
You don't
I would.
look.
I guess I would usually go to Indonesia,
Not Malaysia.
Malaysia as well, but I don't really go there that much. My recent place is just Indonesia, to be
Oh.
honest. But it's the place that you're kind of boring, to be honest.
Oh, holy shit. Okay. I just had to
Okay,
look.
to-
I knew you were connected directly to Malaysia. I didn't realize Indonesia had
Yeah, we have a.
tiny ass islands literally right outside of Singapore.
Yep, they do.
You guys would
we
like
literally
take a
have
fucking
a
boat.
bridge.
Who's googling this
that's
place
what
right
we-
now?
We that's how we go there. We don't use a plane. We use a boat usually to go there.
I took a boat to Babalo Island once.
Since
So,
Singapore,
well, I'm mad.
Singapore is
I never got
small.
to experience that. Never got to experience that.
Dude,
I
the
can see
Babalo
that.
Island
And I'm
boat.
next to all my relatives.
Taking a boat is not that fun.
Well, see, like where we're from, like where me and Audio. Damn, turn your phone down, Audio God.
Oh my bad.
Anyway,
I'm trying to see a thing.
where we're from, like the Babalo boat is infamous. Like it is a real deal.
Oh,
Like
yeah, oh. Well, heard the stories.
yeah,
Oh.
Infamous. That means it's bad.
Yeah.
Wait, what?
I mean it is both
Yeah, it's like-
equally good and bad. Like it
All
is.
the realest things went down there. Like it could still be fun, but also a lot of fucked up stuff happened.
Yeah, it is both good and bad.
That does not sound fun, to be honest with me.
Like I remember,
pretty cool,
okay,
though.
so here's a story of like one of my times on Babalo boat, and it is like, I feel like it's the stuff that makes movies, right? Oh, so
Alright.
this boat was not just like a regular boat; it was a party boat that you took from to and from a theme park or amusement park.
Long Island.
Yeah, Babalo Island. It was like, you know, it was some of my best memories are from this place, and they shut it down. I assume because people either stopped going or because they started getting killed. I'm not quite sure what it is,
What the fuck?
but like it was that like shady.
Okay.
It was that shady kind of amusement park that like like you know like shit happened.
We'll go alone.
But
We'll
like
go alone.
there was a arcade on these boats.
Coney Island.
There was an arcade on these boats. There was a dance floor on these boats. There's everything. And like I remember like going with my older brother and some family friends. Like we all made this trip down to Babalo Island. And like on the dance floor that like I don't even know how I knew him exactly. He was like 3-4 years older than me. But
Oh,
I
no.
was
On to the other text.
I was definitely with him at the time, and he was dancing to impress the girl. He was actually a good dancer, and like he did this spin. And my brother, who won this like thing out of like one of those claw machines, like handed out this stuffed animal, and he spun back and gave it to this girl. I'm like, what the fuck is even happening right now? I didn't even understand, but it was amazing.
It enhances your stats and confidence. You do things on that boat you would never do
Right.
outside of the regular situation. Like that's what it does. Words 509 did a song about it. You can go ahead and check that out.
Yeah, you can Google Babalo Island. That's a real deal thing.
It does not sound like a nice place, to be honest.
It was.
It is. It's like dude, you have a. I'm telling you, you have a blast there. It just seems like okay. So you might get real, but pay attention and don't go alone. You'll be fine. You'll be fine.
It
It'll
sounds
be all good.
interesting. But I've been just looking through images of Singapore. Just random landmarks that Google Maps has been showing.
I feel like Singapore is something like I've seen like the best photos of and never really learned anything about.
It's just expensive. The place is just expensive, to be honest.
Is it really
I
small?
would advise you. Yes, it is.
Singapore is small, yeah.
Compared to where you guys live here.
Well, it's smaller than
That's
Detroit.
what I was-
Yeah.
Okay, we're not gonna go tall. Detroit's not small though, so it's a
Singapore
country.
is
So,
literally the size of like a normal American city, like maybe one of the larger cities.
But you guys have a
Columbus,
zoo?
maybe LA.
Yeah, I was looking at it. I was looking at like the Singapore Flyer, and I was looking at the Cloud Forest and the Sultan Mosque.
I don't know anything about Singapore, and that's trash for me because I was on Model UN Nations, and Singapore was my country, and I don't remember anything about it at all. Like,
You guys have a Universal Studios? That's fucking awesome.
what?
It's not as good as you think it would be.
I mean, it's Universal
It's
Studios.
not as good as you think it would be.
A high bar for it. It's not Disney.
This isn't like I'm not. For some reason, and maybe Japan just has a lot of things that look similar to some of these buildings, but I'm looking at some of these images of like Google just lists it as the Cloud Forest, but I'm like, was Alice in Borderlands filmed here? Because this place looks exactly like one
No,
of
it's not. Trust me, it's not.
set pieces. No, I mean, I assume
Hey.
it was because it's a Japanese show, but
Singapore, if you want to have a holiday here, I would advise like less than a week, because anything more would probably mean that you're gonna spend thousands here,
How's the red
and
light
it's not worth it.
district?
Because not that good.
Oh, all right. I'll just go to Thailand.
I mean,
I don't know what the conversion
personally
rate is
for
like
me,
between. I don't know what the conversion rate is like between US dollars.
I
and
could spend
regular
an
currencies.
entire week with you, Ghostly. What? Come on.
no,
Right.
trust me, the place itself, dude. I don't want to live here. The place itself is expensive. That's all I'm saying.
All right, so I'm looking at like the Universal Studios theme park here, and 60% of the pictures of the same fucking building, so it's not that big.
It is not that big. I'm telling you, it's not. It might sound cool that we have a Universal Studios theme park or what shit not, but trust me, it is not.
What
I've been
shit,
there
man.
more than once. It sucks actually.
Single person estimated monthly cost of $983 for rent, or without.
Yes.
Rent? What? Family of 4 estimated cost around $3,577,
Holy shit!
according to this.
Yep. Our cost of living is high.
But I don't
That's what I'm saying.
know. I'm not sure if this is like converted rates or not. No, I guess this is within whatever the currency over there is.
Yeah, I'm bad with currency because I work with people who live.
This site instantly knows that I live in Dallas, but what it's saying is cost of living index in Singapore is 30.62% higher than in Dallas.
Holy
Rent in
god!
Singapore on average is 33.16%
I told you guys.
higher than Dallas.
Look up Massachusetts from
How?
your end.
It's fucking
so
expensive.
though. Like, why?
I don't know.
What makes it like? Why is it expensive?
I'm just gonna say Boston.
Okay, yeah, no.
It forces
Corruption?
it forces
I
me
don't
to
know.
pick a
Probably
city.
Texas and all that shit. I don't know.
Oh shit! So this is actually interesting. Compared to Boston, Massachusetts, consumer prices in Singapore are 3.26% lower than Boston, Massachusetts.
Oh,
Consumer
Welcome
prices,
to the world.
including rent in Singapore, are 9.33% lower. Rent prices are 17.1% lower. Restaurant prices are 32.5% lower in Boston. Boston is more expensive than Singapore.
Because
Well,
Boston
my world.
isn't that the thing about all the East Coast? Every East Coast major city, they're always like
Ma-
super
Yeah,
expensive. to live in.
major cities,
Yeah.
almost certainly. Let's see. I'm gonna do my like little country home thing. Actually, it doesn't have enough information to even tell me.
all right. So Detroit is actually far less.
Let me see. I'll do Detroit. So compared to Detroit with Singapore, the cost of living index in Detroit is 6.9% high. Oh wait, no wait, that's doing Dallas. That's not. Let me go back. Hold on. Here we go.
Like you need
So-
6,000. Like you would need. I would need to make a lot more money to live in Singapore.
yeah, this is
Yep.
this is a bit interesting compared.
Hold on, you need to make a
According to
lot
this
more money to live
website,
with me.
yeah, Singapore's 23.13% higher for consumer prices, including rent. It's 34.13% higher in Singapore than it is Detroit.
It's
apparently
rent
the-
that gets
the-
them.
For sure it is.
The restaurant prices and the local purchasing power is hot. The restaurant prices are lower by 4%, but everything else is higher.
Yeah, but your purchasing power.
how is
Yeah, your purchasing power in Singapore is 10% higher than in Detroit.
Yeah,
Detroit isn't cheap to
For
live
sure,
in.
I guess. I don't know.
no.
It's not.
Yeah, but
And
yeah, wait.
I think it would be, but it's not. Well, I guess you're paying rent.
Because-
Like, you're like,
Yeah, to be fair, you pay rent. I think paying rent is much more important thing than
Jeez.
purchasing power.
Fucking
Yeah,
yeah.
Because
I
if
also
not, you'll be living you'll be homeless.
I
Well,
could
there's a-
also, I could not. I could. There's no way I could afford rent. I mean, the assumption would be I'd also technically be making more money over there, possibly. Job wise.
Well, we do love foreigners here, so yeah, maybe probably.
Well, to be fair, it's not actually cheap to rent. Oh my god, it's way more.
Mm.
Do you,
See,
do you
I
have
almost
a-
want to check.
does
with
Singapore have
Metro
like
Chicago.
a minimum wage, or like when you're going to get a job? Is there like a baseline that they have to pay you at?
I don't believe. I mean, yeah, I think there is, but most of it I think is by performance. As far as I remember, most of it is performance. Yeah,
Well,
they compare by performance.
to be fair, your interest rates are way fucking better in Singapore, but there's probably less houses to buy.
Huh.
Yeah, there's not space, that's bro. That's why in Singapore you have people who actually still live with their parents, even though they are like 35, 30,
Okay.
40, not 35. yeah.
Real quick, I have a question. Can you tell me what MOM is? MON?
Mom.
Ministry of Manpower. Never mind.
Oh, yeah.
It's according
So-
to their website. But according to this, there is no prescribed minimum wage. This specifically says for foreign workers in Singapore. But they're saying,
Oh,
as a
yeah.
matter of national policy, the Ministry of Manpower does not prescribe minimum wage work for all workers in Singapore, whether local or foreign. So I wonder if that just means there's not one.
I mean, to be fair, it's more foreign than local, so.
Can we just say that I'm fucked
Yes.
where I live?
No, we all are, really. I mean, here.
Yeah,
That's the first thing.
I'm just seeing Singapore doesn't have a minimum wage. There's no mandatory minimum wage rate for pay for workers in Singapore. Pay rates must be agreed upon directly through collective bargaining and other means of negotiating a fair
Really?
living wage.
Collective
Yeah, and-
bargaining.
No, no
really?
one can explain what things cost
And
more than.
Singapore ranks really bad on this website. They're 122 out of 197 ranked by minimum wage.
I told you guys, it's bad.
Yeah.
I wasn't lying.
I don't
Yeah,
believe you. It's just
Singapore
that
has
it's
no
weird
minimum
to
wage laws
do
or
things like that,
regulations.
you know?
However, two exceptions
Well, that's
were
what-
made recently. Cleaner jobs to have a minimum wage of $1,000 per month, effective January 2014, and security guards have a minimum wage of $1,100 per month, effective September 2016. Only,
So you
jeez.
think it's gonna be a matter of time until everything else catches up, or
That's hard to say, to be honest. That has been around for like
Same-
donkey years
Do
right
you
now.
have does Singapore have like a? Do you guys have any sort of like high like poverty issues or like homeless issues?
Ironically, no. We do have homeless issues, but I don't think it's like insane amount compared to other countries in Asia, at least.
I mean, Detroit
So
has a lot of
that
people
is
making
very-
like $9 an hour or so.
okay? No, I didn't know.
think that-
I can't even be disrespectful. I'm just saying, like, I didn't know. I came in personally to be disrespectful. Wow.
In 2019, Singapore has 5.7 million people.
Sounds about right.
But no, this city is broke though. Like, almost no tax base, almost no one owns property here, so like, none of the money's going back. It's a mess. It's a mess.
To be fair, I've made
Oh,
less
wow.
than $9 an hour in my lifetime. think minimum wage
Yeah,
at
no, I did. I remember.
$5 an hour.
Was it that?
Wow.
I remember I had the 740, but when I was a minor, they I was at McDonald's. They hit you with that sub minimum wage bullshit. I was getting like $5.25. I
Yeah.
think it went up to like $5.50 once. The manager was like, "Oh, I gotta work during that quarter." I'm like, "It's mandated pay. Like, what do you mean? What?"
I'm just going off on these crazy tangents, looking shit up in Singapore. According to some
Clem's going down
nationwide,
the rabbit hole.
some sort of nationwide street count, which was launched in November 8th of 2019, estimations that there are between 921 to 1,050 street homeless people in Singapore, which is very low considering there's 5.7 million people.
Yeah, that's like a good what percentage? Less than 10%?
I mean, I
That's
bet
the
you
lower
there's more
population
homeless
in LA?
people in California. Yeah.
Yeah, I was just saying, because like you say, like how many people? That's like the whole LA County, like. It's bigger
Yeah,
than
and
that, right?
so just to give you an example, Ghostly, as of January of 2019, California, just one state, had an estimated 151,278 homelessness
There you go.
on any given day.
Okay, this is the thing. I'm not saying Singapore is
Crazy.
bad because out of everything we have somewhat security. You can get jobs somewhat easily. Not easily, but somewhat easily. And it's more depending on what your nationality. Okay, nationality is one as well, but depending on your religion and whatever crap you are, you might get higher paying jobs. So I would not say it's a bad place, but the cost of living is ridiculously high, together with the amount of I would say biasness over here is also quite interesting to watch.
It's
be-
very interesting to read all this.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. When you guys say it's like a good place, I'll say it is if you live here for like only a week. If you live any more longer, you probably have to sell your own ass or something.
To be fair,
Okay, wow.
I don't think homeless
Wow.
people survive very well in Michigan because it gets cold
Yeah, I
as
think-
Oh
fuck.
wow! It's winter?
I think they survive well here because it's not like there's no cold, there's no snow, there's no like crazy things that will kill them in the end. So I think that's why they can survive here better.
Well,
There's-
generally,
Even
the
now
warmer
here.
states do have, like California gets a lot of, like they have the most homeless people. Period.
Yeah.
Like them in,
Yeah,
it's
because they're
like
not
them
dying
in
from the
New
cold.
York.
Yeah, Alaska's not going to have many homeless
Yeah,
people because
it's-
you're going to die if you're trying
That
to be
makes
homeless
sense.
there.
What they call homeless people,
Even though the heat is
Inuit in Alaska. They just live off
You
of.
might
Go ahead, log out.
you're gonna get-
No.
A polar bear is going to maul you if you're homeless there. Like if you're full blown
Yeah, it's true.
actual like California homeless, polar bear's just going to eat you.
So polar bear in Alaska, but like regular bear in California.
Nah, they just let you
Regular?
go.
No,
There's
right?
no
Yeah,
bears in LA though.
I was I was
Only
gonna say,
bears
like,
in
you're-
LA, like they have a
I'm
nice
being
job
dramatic.
and.
Yeah, but even then,
This
like
is a bear on the flag,
black
so I
bear,
was-
black bear, grizzly bears aren't gonna like come out and try and eat you. Polar bears are like near close to like being endangered species, and they eat their own cubs when they're hungry because they live in such cold climates and the food's always like iffy. So that's an issue in Alaska. Polar bears will literally walk down the street, and if you're caught outside, they will come after you to eat you.
Basically,
Other bears
if you're caught
typically won't do
slipping-
that. They'll come after you if they feel like they're threatened or something. But polar bears are just fucking hungry because they're massive animals that need a lot of food and stuff because they live in such extreme climates.
That's because, and that's why
Insulation.
everybody in Alaska carries a Smith & Wesson 500 Magnum, and they call it a bear gun because that handgun is the biggest round that you could possibly put, and it's supposed
Yeah,
to
but
be able to put down a bear.
I don't quite know if, like I said, I don't think polar bears are quite on the endangered species list yet, but they're getting damn close.
Are they not? That's weird. Because I've been hearing about them being
I mean,
near
they,
things
they,
for years.
they
So
might
it's like-
be.
Well, they
Well,
get a good job from Coca-Cola, so it's all right.
Give it 10 years, man. Just give it 10 years.
That's true.
Give it 10
Yeah,
years.
so
they'll be
their
there.
their current conservation status is vulnerable. So they're not quite there, but their population is decreasing. So at some point there is going to be a time where like they're going to be a protected species, and people who live in like Alaska, where like polar bears just walking down your street can be a problem. Legitimately
I
can't
am
do
going
anything
to
about it.
cap-
They'll have to like
I'm
run.
going, I will take that jail time. I'm capping that bear. If it's me or you,
Yeah, I mean you're not gonna
Hey,
like
man.
get life.
I'll
support
shoot
or
a fucking
something, 'cause-
goose if it's looking at me funny. Like, I don't care what. Like, are you
No.
kidding me?
I mean, I don't know. I
That was
don't think
Michigan-
I'd never even
Michigan
want to like
shit, I've
live in
heard.
Alaska. That stuff's
wow.
crazy.
Like,
Whoever. you
it's
live in
weird though,
Alaska,
because some
you
people say
actually-
it's beautiful there, and
No, sure, it
to drive
definitely
there,
is. You can
but-
find the pictures, but you gotta take into consideration. I work in a tanning beauty salon industry, and Alaska is a big one because they have such long nights there that quite literally, to get your like sun, you do have to go tanning, which
But-
can also give you like skin.
don't they actually doesn't it have like a 3-month period or something when it's like complete darkness, or it's like darker for
Right.
I don't know. I forget the stat. I never remember the stat.
Right, but
isn't
that's
it like
why
a month
tanning
or-
is such a big
month or
thing
something?
there. Even though they're such small towns
It's
and
right.
sporadically, tanning's such a big industry there because people actually to get any sort of UV rays, your only choice at sometimes is to actually go tanning.
all right.
I'm gonna go ahead and not head there. Then. Thanks for that.
Yeah, I
So,
wouldn't want
No
to do, like
business in Alaska.
I don't mind
Just
cold,
trying to
but I
eat
don't
stuff.
want to live in like perpetual like frozen tundra. No thanks.
okay, so we'll move on from this.
Oh, no.
Talk about how shitty Alaska is, because it's basically Canada with less freedom. What is the anime that you like the most?
Wow, you guys are funny talking about anime after 2 hours, huh?
Yeah,
Fucking
it's-
hell.
it's because you're here.
Weird ass transition, man. But all right. Let's see.
Well, if anything's free, it's anime, because it seems like they put whatever the fuck they want in it.
Except for like.
Because he's Japanese, man. Oh, shit.
Well, now that
they have,
everyone's
they have censorship laws. They've got very strict
The
censorship
titties
laws.
with that titty, they do be there. They do be there.
It's got to be a tentacle. As you were saying, D-pad.
Oh, I just want to say one thing about how before we move on. If I ever had, I agree with Audio God and everybody. If a bear comes anywhere near me, I'm gonna blow that thing's brains out. Without even thinking twice.
I will be Steve Rogers. You too can be Captain America. That's how I feel about the situation.
Dude,
Fuck.
Jesus.
Marvel,
This
All right.
this shit's gonna get banned soon.
Ghostly, what's your favorite anime?
This fucking stream is definitely gonna get banned soon enough.
That's all right.
Say bye to your channel, Olok.
I'm all right with that. I can always start a new channel. I got plenty of email addresses.
Jesus. Yeah, anime.
I'm trying to. I like this one. Oh, got
I
the
don't-
real. Okay, I figured it out. All right, no, I had to.
I don't-
It's the thing I did. Don't worry about it. No.
I honestly don't have a favorite anime though.
I mean, like right now, current.
That's the thing. I really.
Is this to everybody?
Yeah,
Not everybody.
I believe it's for everybody.
Answer one at a time,
He
probably.
has to start with me first.
We start with him because I like to put him in a position to where he has to like make a decision.
Oh god. Okay, so currently, I guess the closest that I'm interested in is actually Seven Deadly Sins. That's like the one that I find quite interesting. At least in Borderland as well, it's actually quite
Are
interesting.
you just watching the anime for Seven Deadly Sins?
Nope, I finished the manga.
Okay.
I'm
So-
I'm definitely waiting. Yeah, I'm waiting for the new one. It hopefully comes out very soon because that is gonna be awesome. Because it's gonna be about King Bloody Arthur. So
Mm-hmm.
let's see. I like Detective Conan. I mean, okay, Alice in Wonderland was fun, but it's just a bit. The manga was a bit weird. and I believe the whole story, the whole concept is interesting, but it did not explain much.
Right. So in that manga, is he still looking up girl skirts, or is that just in the anime?
Wait, what do you mean? Seven Deadly Sins?
Melodious, yeah.
Oh,
No, that
'Cause
happens. even in the
he
anime.
seems to be very panty enthusiastic.
You-
it
you have to
starts
understand.
that way and then gets away from that. I think.
Nope, it does not.
I feel like it wasn't that heavy towards the end.
I think you just
No,
get
because in
used
the
to
end they
it.
found out.
The
In
well,
the
I
end,
mean,
they found out. He found out what they found out the real history of the whole thing. That's why that stopped. But it still happens, to be honest.
well, I was also gonna say I think maybe I feel that way because the last so many chapters was really just action, and then it
Yeah,
ends
that's
with
true.
one
Or ma-
chapter.
Or maybe it's because you really like looking up skirts also,
That might be
and
it.
yeah.
I mean,
That could also be the case.
oh,
But okay, the thing is, Seven Deadly Sins was fun, and it has a very, very interesting storyline. It's confusing at the start if you do not know what the fuck is going on, but it's actually quite nicely written out.
Yeah, I think it's pretty
For-
good. I thought they had one of the more interesting characters and
Yeah, the character build up for each of them is quite cool, to be honest.
Escanor's very interesting.
Yeah, that's the thing. You will not expect things would be turning that way unless, like, the whole story suddenly became weird, but then it actually turned to be like a demon did all these fucking things that forced everyone to go crazy to each other. A normal demon, by the way, not even like a freaking god demon. A normal ass demon managed to change everyone's concept of the whole thing, and then things got fucked. But yeah,
Okay,
that is actually quite interesting.
'cause I've only seen like the anime that is on Netflix. I don't really read manga because I want to watch it and not like have my opinions ruined.
Oh, okay.
Wait, what? Why would it ruin your opinions to read it?
I have friends like that. Oh,
I didn't even say which demon did it.
oh
You don't even know.
No.
who-
I don't mean spoilers. I mean like, you know how the books are always better.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
I think they actually had the same thing though. I don't believe they are pulling away from the books. I think they follow the manga. The anime follows the manga because it's actually made from Japan. So I believe the manga will be following very closely to what the anime will follow very closely to what the manga does. So you do
Alright.
not need to be afraid that it will change.
All right, so Ghostly is excited about the new season of Seven Deadly Sins. Let's go to Audio Guy because I feel like he's itching
Yeah,
to
do me
say
last,
something.
'cause I have an answer that I've already.
Oh no, I still know how to sit still. No, I've been watching much. I've kind of been book watching stuff. My Hero Academia, obviously, but I've been watching JoJo's Bizarre Adventure, and I went back to it because I remember I used to come on Adult Swim. I used to work overnight, so I come in. I'm like, what the fuck? What am I looking at? Like, what is going on here? Oh, why are they posing like this? Why does this man shoot a bullet from his finger? What is this? Why is the music so good? Why do you answers for all of this? So I went back to watch it, and it's actually starting to make sense. And everybody who I know watches it, they explain to me saying like, "Oh well, pretty much all anime kind of came from this, and they take different things from." I'm like, I don't think so, but okay, I'll watch it still.
That's definitely not true.
Watch it, but it's enjoyable.
Dude, JoJo's
I don't
Bizarre
have a
Adventure
big
is
knowledge
like
of-
straight fucked up.
So I've
So
never
weird,
watched
like,
it. I've never
this-
got into it, but I've been thinking about it recently because there's a YouTube channel I
weird,
watch where he does
this-
like deep dives on stories and stuff for anime specifically, and he's been doing JoJo recently. I know surface level stuff about JoJo, but what I didn't know is that everything that's popular about that show, comes in the third series of that show and not the first two.
Even
Yeah.
the theme that the piano theme that everybody knows when Golden Wind, all that is like laid
Yeah.
off. So I'm like, wow, like,
Yeah, everything with the
watching it.
stands and stuff, I had no idea does not come into the story at all until
I think before it's like Hammond or
like the
some
third,
other.
yeah,
thing.
until like the third season of the show or third series of the show, and like nearly over 100 chapters of the manga and stuff. And I was like, oh, Well, that's
I know-
interesting to know. I also didn't know that I knew it was older, but I did not know it was as old as it is. That it like started in the like mid '80s or something.
I know fantastical is not a real word, I don't think. But I would use that to describe what the fuck I be looking at. Because I'm watching this like, why? What's going on here? Like these strategies, like nothing makes sense, but it's still somehow works, and it's still kind of an interesting story to where it keeps you like, you want to see what happens next.
From what I watched with this guy, he explained that the creator of JoJo, in the late '80s, after about the second story arc of that show, when it's Joseph Joestar or whatever, the second like main protagonist guy, he was in Weekly Shonen. He was in Weekly Shonen Jump along with like Dragon Ball at the time, and Dragon Ball had just finished doing its tournament arcs, and a couple other anime were doing tournament arcs because that was like the real big thing at the time. And because I guess Shonen Jump did like a weekly or monthly like reader poll of like which series rank your favorite series sort of thing, that JoJo was always towards the bottom, and they said, hey, to get maybe a little bit more like fan interaction, are they liking it more? Because it's hard to know like which of these series are people buying the magazine for when it's got like 20 different series are in that weekly chapter to chapter. So they were like, you should do a tournament arc, and he's like, no, I'm not fucking doing that, and went off and did his own thing. He wrote a whole book about his like career and why he chose to just do his own thing and not like settle for what everybody else was doing just to get popular. But apparently it worked because he's still going, and apparently JoJo's like really picked up recently.
Because it's a different time now, and I think social media helped it a lot, because now it's like, this is weird things happening, and now you're sharing these weird things happening, so this is just, okay, I'm gonna look at all these things I'm used to seeing. Oh, here's this weird thing. Okay, we're gonna disregard that, and we're gonna keep looking at the stuff I'm used to seeing. Tournament arcs are trash, by the way. I'm so sick of seeing story driven by a tournament. I'm so sick of that. Like, can we get past this? There's no story to this. These guys have all these magical, mystical abilities.
I don't think
And
it's
you
ever
still
going to
rely
get
on
past
tournament
this
arcs.
because tournament arcs are an easy way to showcase a bunch of characters and abilities and even potentially give a little bit of character growth. And it's just an easy way to do it because you can pit any of your characters that you like and sort of narrow them down to give a direct focus between one or two characters. And it can work. I don't think it's
I do
as
wanna hear it.
saturated as it used to be because everything in the like late 80s, 90s did have multiple or one massive tournament arc.
For the
The
record,
whole Dragon Ball Z franchise is not like one part. It's like
Well,
tournament.
because Dragon Ball Z is what popularized it.
Well,
They did it in Dragon Ball multiple times, and then Dragon Ball Z did it at least. Dragon Ball Z did it once, but then Super's done it at least twice.
Dragon Ball Z is trash.
Hmm.
And
Yeah, it is, but I still
fantastical.
watch it.
Hold on,
Here's the
just
thing.
real quick. Fantastical is totally a word. I don't know if you knew that.
Is it really?
Yeah, it's totally a word.
I didn't know that because I've never heard anyone use it before. I don't hear people use the word. Like, I'll say fantastical. They go like fantastic with AL at the end. I made it an adverb. Okay, never mind. Just carry on with the conversation.
Strange, weird, or fanciful. I totally knew it was a word, but I wanted to make sure I had the internet to back me up.
Is
but
it a word?
It is a fucking word. It's
Thank
right
you.
up there with
Someone use it more
whimsical.
often in conference. There we go. Dragon Ball, man. Like, it's funny because I'm in this one group chat, talk to people, and there's this one woman who goes super hard, like, Dragon Ball is trash. It's a male fantasy power. I'm like, yeah, that's exactly what it is. Yeah.
Well,
I mean, to be fair,
You
Dragon
can't
Ball
watch-
and One Punch Man is the same shit, to be honest.
No, because-
Dragon Ball
One
for
Punch
story?
Man's
Punch-
satirical.
One Punch Man like knows what it is, and it
Yeah, it's a satire of the shonen anime.
yeah.
I watch Dragon Ball. I don't watch Dragon Ball for
Well, it's
deep
supposed
story
to
or
be,
layered.
but then it kind
nuance?
of turns into just a generic.
No. I want to see Goku get a new ridiculous power up and destroy everyone. That's what you mean. That's all I'm watching.
No, you have to say renew ridiculous power in a short time. That's what he always gets.
Well, they all fall like a similar arc as far as that goes. Like someone starts with nothing and then they grow into this like godlike being. The difference between like One Punch Man and everything else is like he's so much further ahead, and like they fucking acknowledge it because the odds of Goku finding someone stronger than him gets less and less the more godlike he becomes.
But he keeps finding people stronger than him, which is like
Okay,
Jiren
hang
in
on,
the final
wait.
tournament. I'm
I-
like, yo,
I take a little umbrage with that because and granted, Akira Toriyama is not the one doing Dragon Ball Super. He's just like gives them some ideas and stuff. He's not the runner of Super. It's actually Torataru, something like that, who does it. But the last, like you said, the Tournament of Power arc, the main
Goku
antagonist is stronger than Goku throughout the whole thing. In the most recent story arc, the Moro arc, Moro is more powerful than Goku throughout the entire thing. So the last few times they've made it to where Goku is not stronger than the person, and even though he does get a power up, he's still not quite as.
I don't care if Krillin is fucking more powerful than Goku. The fact is he's still basically a Jesus Christ.
Okay, hold on.
No, he is. He definitely is, because he was based off of Superman.
Yeah,
So
and Superman is a bullshit character too.
Oh my god, I'm so glad you said this.
I've had this conversation with people before. The biggest confusion about Superman is Superman's not a story about a guy with unlimited power. It's well, okay, hang on, let me rephrase that. No. What makes Superman an interesting character isn't that he has unlimited power. It's the fact that he's just trying to live as a human while having these unlimited powers. Because again, he's so powerful, he could legitimately kill anybody, but he still wants to be human at heart and have that. So there's like the internal conflict of like, sure, I could stop every single one of these villains. I could snap any of their necks, be over, never have to deal with it again. I basically have unlimited abilities. Nothing can really stop me. Not even Kryptonite is technically gonna stop him. So it weakens him a little bit, but no big deal. But the story is like a human story about a guy who's just got knowing like when to stop when you have unlimited powers or whatever. Goku's is more like he's based off of Superman. He is.
So the most interesting fact about Superman is the most interesting thing about Superman is the fact that he lets people get fucking hurt. So he really is Jesus. Like that's it.
Wait, are we planning this on Superman's comics, comic one, or the movie one? We gotta be clear on this right now.
Oh, definitely comics.
The comics.
Okay.
Oh, Superman just has
movie. Superman's not a character you can translate very well to movies because he's. And you see this with like the Justice League movie. Is the problem is when you have a character like Superman who is so basically unstoppable. The biggest problem with the Justice League movie is you have all these other characters who go up against this bad guy, and the only thing they're left to do is go, well, we can't have these 5 characters beat the bad guy because we need to introduce Superman. So the bad guy has to be stronger than the 5 of these people together, or the situation has to be more than they can handle, and then Superman has to come in and save the day. The problem is you can't make a character stronger than Superman, because then it just defeats the purpose. Because if Superman can be beat, then the other 5 characters are redundant because they're weaker than Superman inherently.
No, wait. The way that's not true. What?
No, it is true. It is true.
No, it's not.
The Justice League movie, Steppenwolf beats the shit out of Cyborg, Wonder Woman, Aquaman, the Flash, and Batman, and they don't do shit. Superman shows up at the end, punches him one time, goes, I'll handle this, and then he goes, oh wait, there are civilians in trouble. Let me go save them. Steppenwolf starts beating their ass again, and then Superman comes back and punches him like 2 times, and it's over.
I thought you were going by the comment. I was like, wait, what? That's not how Justice League is. I was like, what? The movie.
That's kind of why Superman's bullshit is. He could have just ended the fight 2 punches earlier.
Right.
And that's kind of my thing. The best thing about Superman was the Doomsday storyline when they fucking killed him. That was the best thing ever.
That shit. That was the shittiest thing I've ever seen. Doomsday getting fucked like that.
It was like for the first time.
No, not Superman dying. As in Doomsday getting killed. That's bullshit.
Well, he didn't get.
No, Doomsday got killed.
He'll come back.
Yeah, they both died.
Like,
but neither
they both died.
Doomsday didn't die. Wait.
No, neither of them actually died. And if you just do the Death of Superman comic, they both punch each other at the end, and they're both dead. but neither of them is actually dead.
Right,
Yeah,
because
Doomsday shouldn't be dead.
they send Doomsday off to space and he's laughing, and Superman just needs the fucking sun recharge.
Right. Yeah, he does his like Kryptonian hibernation or whatever and comes out with a mullet.
That's bullshit. Doomsday doesn't die. Doomsday is unstoppable.
It is, but the death of Superman was just a marketing ploy because Superman comics weren't selling well.
Because he's an unrelatable character, because he suffers no mortal peril.
Right, but that's the thing. The comics that do go well for Superman are the more human stories.
Yeah,
where
the one where Batman kicked his ass.
like All-Star Superman, where he's dying of like cancer or something and does all this stuff.
Nah,
That's one
the
of
best is when Batman kicked his ass. That's what I want
Dark
to
Knight
When Batman
Returns,
kicked his ass.
where he doesn't even really kick his ass because Superman's like, I don't want to fight you.
But still kick his ass.
Well, in the Dark Knight, the Dark Knight graphic novel, he does actually kill Superman.
Yeah, he does actually beat up Superman, to be honest.
It was the Red Suit? Wow, I cannot remember that series.
Red
He
Sun,
landed in
or
Russia instead of America, so he
Yeah.
was
where he landed in Russia.
like the Soviet Union, the Soviet Batman. It was a whole thing. I'm like, okay, this is.
But that's sort of like that's Superman's character though. He lands in middle of nowhere Kansas and is raised by a couple farmers. So that's what makes him a human character. Is that
He was raised by like
he's essentially he's a guy who grew up in the country on a small farm, and that's who he is. So he's got the morals of some guy in the country, grew up on a farm, whatever. He's super nice, all that stuff. But he has these like unstoppable powers. So he's still trying to be himself, what he grew up, and the morals he has,
It's fucking
while having
cunty.
these abilities.
It's fucking cunty.
Like, can you imagine? Like, cute. Like, how close was he to being Homelander? Like, if you would have lived anywhere else,
he's-
like,
He's basically
Well, that's the
Homelander.
thing.
if you can, eh?
Yo, don't get me going on.
I'm just
Homelander.
saying, it's like me trying to feel bad for Jeff Bezos' tax struggles. Like, fuck him.
I don't give a shit.
Yeah.
But I'm here to tell you, we don't care.
Right.
Right.
I'm still reading that stuff like,
I've always seen Superman as a bullshit character to have. Especially, he's not the leader of Justice League, let's be fair. No way he's the
Was it-
leader
was
of
it
Justice League. Yeah, Batman's the leader, to be honest.
Well, I mean, there's not really a singular leader. It's more like the main.
Nah, Batman's the leader. Batman literally paid for every shit they have.
It's always Batman, Superman, Wonder Woman, Aquaman, and then you can.
the same
Wonder Woman
core,
is
and
not
it's like
even, to be honest.
And let's just acknowledge that Aquaman wasn't popular till some sexy ass motherfucker like played him.
Well, that's
Yeah, that's
true.
true.
Yeah, obviously.
There was definitely a
Nah, that's
resurgence in the '90s where they totally reworked his character to, instead of being the orange spandex who talked to like dolphins and stuff, into a more muscular, had a like hook for a hand. He had long hair. He was more like rock
They made him
star.
an actual fighter. They made him like he's actually useful outside of
I mean,
sea stuff.
there's
I'm like,
there's storylines where it's quite literally Wonder Woman is supposed to be equal in strength to Superman because she's pretty much a god, like an
Demigod.
actual like Greek. Yeah, she's like an actual Greek goddess or
Unless
whatever.
a man tries to
Aquaman-
bind her.
Aquaman,
Whoa,
you know, if you
what's
put
her
in like
own rope, by the
actual
way?
him fighting underwater and all that shit, is also super powerful when he comes to land because of pressure and whatever.
I'm just gonna say
I
this.
get that. but
Wonder Woman is the most
That's how I
sexist
was-
thing ever created.
Yes.
Wonder Woman, yeah, obviously. But you know who the creator was like into that. She was really about that life apparently. So just cleverly, let me write this one weakness in there with the rope, and he made it submit with the rope. Let's write that in there real quick.
Right, exactly.
That chick, I wrote about her. She was into some shit, man. So she kind of translated that into the
Well,
character of Wonder
it was
Woman.
created by a guy who had like a wife and a mistress or something. Like he basically
That was,
made Wonder
another
Woman off
one.
of, like two different women in his life, and it was like his wife and then some like much younger mistress or something like that.
Well,
That's something crazy.
the reality is the
What's
best
story?
story involves like the character that could actually die. Like that is the most involving story, is that the character could die because you actually fear for his life. And any story that involves
That's why I appreciate
somebody,
Avatar.
huh?
So that's why I appreciate Avatar. I know it's not comic book or animated, but like
No,
Avatar,
no,
people
Avatar
almost
is
get
anime.
killed. The main character gets killed all the time. They almost always like, especially Legend of Korra, which I just started watching. They almost, man, she getting slapped around easy.
No. Avatar's literally the only one. Avatar's literally the only cartoon that is accepted as anime.
Yeah, well, and
So,
that's
like,
the thing.
Everybody,
Like,
the characters getting destroyed by like technology. It is hilarious. I love to see it.
like for me, if I were to create a comic book right now, the main character would die, like in the first fucking episode.
Then he wouldn't be the main
Damn.
character, would he?
No, he wouldn't. And then the
Sorry,
next character, you know, he could die.
Yeah, so you'd go game.
So what you're telling me is you're gonna get a
I believe that has happened before.
on Titan.
Oh, what?
It's like he didn't really die, bro. I mean, you know, Attack on Titan, this first episode, hit 8. He's done. Next person come in. The character.
Right.
Isn't basically the Alice in Wonderland?
I've never seen that.
No, not exact. Kind. I mean, sort of.
It kind of is, to be
Alice
honest.
in Wonderland sort of does that. There's like a main core for the first like 15 chapters, and then a bunch of them are killed off. And from there, you're supposed to think, okay, so anybody at any time could. But that's kind of a false narrative because it never really actually happens.
No, what you do is
Wait, what goes?
you have a character, you introduce them, you kill them off, and then what you do is you have someone that everyone gets attached to, and then you fucking kill them off. Like that's it.
Hey,
D-pad
they
just
keep doing
interrupts
it
us.
though?
D-Pad's looking at porn on his phone.
No, D-pad wanted to interrupt. He says he's gonna get off, so I wanted to give him a chance to say his goodbyes.
All right, man.
Good night. I'm done.
Right, yeah, but
Have a good one. You guys take care, dude, and enjoy the rest of the conversation. But one thing is, Superman is way overpowered, and I don't know. I don't like it. I hate it.
Superman's bullshit. Superman's bullshit.
It bothers me. Superman being that overpowered bothers me.
Anyone like Superman's bullshit.
Well, that is D-Pad. Check him out on Twitch. He is a fantastic streamer. Make sure you follow him if you watch this. He is definitely a great guy.
Thank you very much, Ola. You have a
do everybody's stuff.
you, man. You guys all take care, man, and get some sleep.
All right. See ya.
Have fun, but
So that's
2
cool,
a.m.
right?
D-pad's
All right. Shit, it is 2 a.m. I mean, I don't have anything to do, nor am I working, but I mean, it's 2 a.m. So,
Oh yeah. I mean, this is all probably ending in like 15 minutes because you know eventually this alcohol is gonna catch up to me. I've
I'm
had like
gonna, because I guess the Super Bowl is tomorrow, and I'm like, I don't care.
I took
But
tomorrow
I'll be
off.
up doing stuff.
I have not worked a Super Bowl in like 16 years.
Do you watch this? Do you watch it or you just take the day off?
No, I watch it.
I don't really care. I mean, no, it looks okay, but I'm like, I don't really fuck with the NFL. I haven't for a while. I'll be keeping tabs on them. Like, there are YouTubers I'll follow who they'll be streaming and throwing their funny commentary in. I'll probably be just working on music and testing out building the Pokemon team, so I'm not getting fucking destroyed by these damn legends.
Well, if Patrick Mahomes wins, the NFL is rigged
Why?
because they're
Does he want
passing the
that or
torch.
Oh,
That's what it looks like.
Yeah, that's what it
They,
looks
I
like.
mean, if they're gonna do that, man, go out as a legend. Go ahead and let him get that last ring. The Tuck rule.
wait.
Tuckle.
If Tom Brady wins, does that make him the most winning quarterback in history? Because
Yeah.
isn't he tied currently with 6
Yeah.
or something like that?
Yeah. The crazy part is, I don't think he's tying a single quarterback. I think he's tying a franchise. I believe, like, not even. I don't think another quarterback has as many rings as him.
It might.
I could be
you might
wrong.
right. It could be a franchise thing.
I think the franchise. I think the Steelers, and that's the whole franchise of the Steelers. There's not one quarterback on the Steelers that has all those rings. I don't know. I don't do research. I'm an ultimate casual fan. I literally only watch sports through this one guy watching YouTube because he makes it funny to me to watch. So I'll watch him make fun of it. Like, even with Tom Brady, like, he'll do it to where Tom Brady throws, and every time Tom Brady does a throw, he'll make the sound like, eh. old man throws it down. I'm like, why would you make that sound? He's old and he's trying to make fun of him being old. I'm like, okay, I get it. It's funny to me. I'm childish. So I watch that. But actually watching the game, I'm like, I'm taking a nap.
I'll watch the game because I'm very interested in this, and I mean I'm a big football fan.
See, I'm not sport. I'm not really good big on team sports, but I'm curious to see what happens.
Right. So, all right, Krim.
It's like
Krim, what is your the anime that you're excited about?
That I'm excited about?
Like that you're watching that you're really hyped up about right now?
Well, look, there's only one correct answer to this, and it's never gonna change.
Okay.
Well, you're fucking
until
wrong.
until this series eventually ends, but it's always One Piece.
You're fucking wrong.
One Piece.
This is still going. This is still going.
Okay.
Yeah,
One Piece is like
Super wrong.
One Piece. One Piece is
Just-
honestly interesting. I give him that
One
much.
Piece just past 1,000 chapters. Chapter 1,000 to 1,003, which comes out technically tomorrow, but it's already pre-released, have been amazing. Some of the best chapters in years. They've been so
Fuck
good.
off.
So what you
Suck
saying is
my
somebody tried
dick.
it.
Why do you hate One Piece?
Like,
so
somebody
much?
tried
That
There's no.
bastard.
Okay, wait. No,
He
no,
doesn't-
wait. If
he
Olaf
doesn't-
hits, if Olaf hits people
Olaf
that
doesn't
dies,
hate One Piece. Olaf doesn't hate
Olaf
One
doesn't-
Piece. He's got a One Piece poster behind him.
Yeah, I got One Piece right there.
He watches the anime. He doesn't read it.
I don't read
Whereas
it.
I
I
don't
don't hate it. I just haven't got.
particularly watch
you
the
should
It's a
read
little
it.
It's
intimidating.
just not the best anime ever or manga.
I'm not saying it's the best, but it's an interesting anime. That's the thing.
Dude,
It's
I
different,
watch
yeah.
it. I'm gonna-
Anime wise,
So you have to read.
One
you have
Piece
to
has
read it
a
out,
very
yes.
storied history of having like subpar
Too much
animation
Oh.
for the most of it.
Hold on, I have
Like-
very low standards as far as that goes. I'm just saying.
No, it's same. I'm the same, but it is like a storied history of like when it first came out in the 90s, the animation was like so, and then there's what is considered the dark period where the animation at times was like abysmal and like really poorly done, and then they've also got, because One Piece, I've talked about this hundreds of times, new anime follows like a seasonal structure. Seven Deadly Sins has seasons, My Hero Academia has seasons, Attack on Titan has seasons, Demon Slayer has seasons. One Piece still follows the old format of weekly releases for the show. It
Yeah,
doesn't
so
do
does
seasons.
Naruto and Boruto.
Right. So
Oh my
all
God,
of
we-
what
Don't talk
happens
about
is
Boruto. We're not going to talk about
what
Boruto.
happens
Oh
in,
god.
in One Piece real bad about this is what happens is because they do it that way, they have to stretch episodes sometimes. So sometimes what would be a single panel in the manga, they translate into like 30 seconds of animation when it shouldn't be that long because they have to stretch out these episodes, and it causes the pacing for the anime specifically at times is really bad.
No.
You should.
None of that bothers me. None of that bothers
I
me.
just feel like somebody came like, hey man, here's the end of the series. And they're like, nope, no, it's over. And that's not over. End of it, he does this. This is the last guy. No, it's not over.
Well,
Wait,
One
are you
Piece,
thinking about One Piece?
even according to Ichiro Oda, the creator, One Piece is in the last like final 5 years or so. He has the ending in sight. He says it's
What?
very close.
You do know One Piece is not even the longest manga right now, right? Yeah, like
No, it's not.
dozens more.
Yeah, but it is the highest
So what's up with
selling.
It is I said.
Okay, I'm not saying like One Piece is in my top 5. I'm not saying that like One Piece isn't fantastic. Like I've been watching One Piece since the fucking 90s. You know what I mean? Like, oh, I guess what year did it started like airing?
Well, in Japan, like 98,
I
99.
fell so far behind it. I just stopped.
I mean, over here,
I'm
I
like,
don't think, the first people who had control of it was like 4 Kids, and that was like 2004 or something.
Yeah, I'm gonna ask you
It
a
was
question about
long.
Bleach. Is that did they like put a cap on that? Bleach.
I
is
don't
still
know.
going? Or no?
1999
watched
is the original run, and I've been watching that
I've
damn
never
near
watched
20
it.
years.
Yeah,
I don't know. Like
I'm
I keep saying like, oh, I'll
about 20 years.
But-
watch this was just to the end, and it's still not at the end yet. So I'm like, oh, I wasn't expecting this. Okay,
Well,
then.
One Piece is going to be pretty bad for that, just because it is still going and it's still actively going. It's going to reach. I mean, if what Oda says is true and that he's planning on ending it within the next 5 years, that still gives another 200-300 chapters or so, which is going to translate to another like 200 and something episodes. So it's going to be well over like 1,100 episodes.
I just want to know what the fuck One Piece is at there. That's all I want to know. That's the important shit I want to know right now.
well,
To
my,
people going. No one really knows when it's gonna end. That's the point. That's what I'm grabbing the conversation. Like there's no eventually, it'll end eventually.
The worry would be that One Piece itself, whatever One Piece is gonna end up being, wouldn't live
gonna
up
be a
to
bullshit,
whatever
right?
expectations. However, Oda he's very good. He's arguably one of the best when it comes to planning out stories and continuing stories and coming up with things that make sense and link back, to where I don't worry too much about whatever it ends up being making sense in the end and being satisfying. It's going to be hard to meet any sort of expectations, but he's so good about 200 chapters ago he'll place a hint, or he would have mentioned something that now he calls back to and like brings it full circle, and it makes a lot of sense. He's better than mostly anybody out there in doing that stuff.
I like that because I don't have any expectations for this, because like I watched a couple episodes and someone was like, yeah, they're this far ahead. I'm like, how far? I'm gonna go ahead and get back to it when they finish. I'm not about to
The real thing
catch
is
up.
going to be the story. What's going to end up happening in all likelihood is it's going to be one of those things where it's whatever One Piece isn't about what actual One Piece is, and it's really about everything to get to that point.
It's about the lineage. Come on.
Because the assumption would be that the story is probably... There's a lot of speculation on how the story is going to end. People have their own theories or whatever. I've always subscribed to the Straw Hats are going to get there to the final island. They're going to get or find whatever One Piece is. It's finally going to be revealed, because it's not going to be revealed until the moment they figured out what it is. And then it's going to do... and I'm going to try and not spoil anything, because I don't think they've animated this yet, so Olag wouldn't have seen it. But there's big stuff that's coming up in the anime that's going to be revealed relatively soon. They're going to do something similar to that and kind of move the plot forward to where I don't think he would necessarily do like a One Piece spinoff like Boruto did with Naruto. I don't think they're going to do anything like that.
Nah, it's gonna
Or
end.
they're going to set it up to be like the next generation of pirates is going to come at the end of the series.
I make
Maybe
that,
not actually do
make
like
that
One
into
Piece
a seasonal format. They need to do a seasonal format with that.
no, what's
I mean,
gonna
I wish they would. So far gone, you can't really do that at this point.
what's gonna happen is it's gonna be like the journey is the piece, and that's like a bullshit fucking cop out ending.
That's what I want to see. I don't want to get to that.
That's
I
what
don't
was
think-
worried. That's what I was
No, I
worried
don't think it's gonna be
about.
that.
It's not going to be that.
It's not that. I believe the ending will be.
It's almost certainly not going to be that.
It will center around the lineage of the previous kingdom, the ancient kingdom, whatever they call it.
Yeah.
That's definitely gonna be the ending of it. It's gonna be about the lineage of the whole thing, and
Yeah,
I think honestly, it's gonna be a nice one.
I'm just my biggest worry is with him going, oh, I'm gonna wrap it up in 5 years. I worry more about things being rushed, because there's so much stuff that everybody assumes still has to be. Everything with the world government still has to be wrapped up. Everything with the Void Century has to be wrapped up. The Poneglyphs has to be wrapped up. There's at least 4 islands for
If
sure.
you talk
we
about
know
his
we're
fucking
supposed to go
dad
to.
for like more than 5 minutes.
Yeah, they've got to do stuff with the Revolutionary Army. They got to go to Elbath at some point with all the giants, because assumedly Usopp's next big storyline is gonna be at Elbath, because he's been tied to the giant storyline since the very beginning. There's gonna be, they got to do stuff with Shanks. They got to do stuff with fucking Blackbeard. There's so much. Still, 5 years, and the way that he writes, 5 years doesn't seem like a long time. Like Whole Cake Island was like 3 years of content or something. That was one place.
I have one question. The filler. What's the filler like with One Piece?
There is no filler.
No, there is filler, but it's
There
not,
is.
it's not Naruto.
It's not crazily like Dragon. It's not Dragon Ball level filler.
It's not,
Okay,
it's not Naruto level. Naruto had like like 60 episodes of filler in a row.
Well,
One
yeah,
Piece will get you'll get a bunch, and then you'll get like maybe 4 episodes of filler, and then it's back to
I
story.
watched him do stuff on a damn boat. I watched him on a fucking boat for 2-3 months on a damn boat. Doing all these events. I'm like, bro, you don't get to the fucking island, bro. Like,
Wait. You can't say that because they're literally at the sea. There's no other things to do.
I'm watching Hulu too, so I'm watching like every episode that comes out.
One
And I'm
Piece
like-
might be about pirates, but there's not a lot in it about actually sailing a ship.
Oh, them dudes on the ship for like 3 months. All the stuff was all kind of misadventures. I'm like, bro, if you don't get to this damn island.
The
learn
best
these
part
fucking
is canonically from the start of the series all the way until they reach the archipelago and there's the summit war, which is like chapter 1 all the way to chapter like 400 or 500 or something, I don't even know exactly, is supposed to take place within a year. It's like a 6-month period story wise.
Right. It's basically the Simpsons of anime.
Yeah,
They never
It's like-
fucking age.
you see day and night cycles randomly, but then you don't realize like, damn, they just did all of that. I watched like 20 episodes and all of that was like 2 hours worth of One Piece world time.
Yeah.
Like I said, Naruto was so bad with filler that it made me want to actually start reading manga. Naruto made me read manga.
So I'm going to be the opposite
Yeah.
of Olog on this one. I 110%, almost always, not always, almost always, I would say read the manga instead.
Manga's way better.
Not because that's the issue did because I was just busy,
Almost,
but when I
almost
started
always.
figuring
It is not always better.
No, to be fair, you should always read the manga before you see an anime,
Now,
because that's where all the original content is. At.
like I said, with Naruto, I specifically hate Naruto for the type of fillers they had. Because even watching Avatar, I'm
Yeah,
gonna keep going back to
Naruto-
Avatar.
Naruto's like
Oh,
the worst filler can get.
oh my
There-
god, with all the flashbacks every single fucking episode.
Yeah, Naruto is
Oh,
like top tier
one episode was a
terrible
whole
as far
dream.
as filler goes.
One episode was a dream when this dude had a dream where his shadow clones turned on him. I'm like, can't you just make the motherfuckers disappear?
It's the
like
most
this? Like,
bullshit episode ever.
And to be fair, I don't think I'd ever even suggest reading Naruto past the first 2 or 3 story arcs. I think after a little bit, it kind of goes off the rails and gets really bad. And then by the end,
I finished it just because I wanted to see how it ended. But
Well,
I'm reading it.
to be
and
fair,
I'm like,
Shippuden ended fantastic.
what?
The ending of Shippuden, I totally liked.
I don't like the alien part.
I mean,
but
to
like,
be fair, out of
Sasuke
the
was
big
kinda
out of the big 3, I think Bleach was the worst. Then it's Naruto, and then One Piece. But that's just me.
you talking about with filler or overall, like serious?
No,
like,
this
so
the
with
story-wise.
filler?
But Bleach, with the big 3, which was Bleach, Naruto, and One Piece at the time, like mid 2000s or whatever. Bleach started off probably the most promising. It had the best art style. It had some of the like most interesting characters and stuff happening, and it quickly derailed. Very fast, it derailed, and that guy had Tite Kubo or whatever his name was, or maybe that's the Naruto guy. What, it doesn't matter. He liked to create characters, liked to make characters, liked to bring characters in the story. The problem is he would bring in hundreds of characters and then do nothing with them.
Oh yeah, for sure.
And it fell off the rails so hard, and then by the end, even the animation and stuff just like fell off the train. If you look at early Bleach, things are so detailed, characters are so detailed, the world and backgrounds are super detailed, and then by the end of it, it's not. There's only characters, and then there's a bunch of like the action lines everywhere because that's all he did. He like gave up at the end. He just stopped caring.
He kind of
He just wanted to finish it.
kind of painted himself into a corner basically by putting it up here, but throwing all this introducing all this stuff.
I think his biggest, like I said, I think the biggest problem that Bleach had was just he kept bringing in every single story arc, brought in like 20 new characters, and then none of those characters did anything ever. They're bringing all these characters, and they might have like one fight scene, and then the character didn't matter at all, and it always came back to Ichigo fighting the big bad guy, and that was it.
Right.
No other character
makes
mattered at all ever in that story. You thought like most shonen, there's usually like a group of characters, and you thought at the beginning it was going to be Ichigo, Rukia, Chad, the guy with the bow and arrow, and that was going to be like your main four. And the big tits girl, whatever her name was, I forget, or Hime or whatever.
That's his.
You think it would be like those 5, and then all of those characters go away except for Ichigo. None of them matter at all for the rest of the story. They show up here and there to do something, punch somebody, but they do not matter.
I say at least Naruto, like, okay, it got ridiculous. That Great War was like ridiculous. Madara, first of all, Madara was holding everybody. He shouldn't even have been brought into the fold at that point. But just watching them like fight these old school dudes, they doing techniques. Nobody wrote this down. Like nobody found the weaknesses to these attacks. Y'all just all okay.
Yeah, I think Naruto had an issue with characters towards the end, but that was just because they did the big war, so they brought everybody back, and it's hard to write for like hundreds of side characters that people barely know to keep them interesting and keep them like on the forefront of whatever's happening.
I don't even know about like characters that like they might have mentioned like Naruto. Well, I remember Kakashi was talking to Naruto. Who was like,
I think Naruto had some cool stuff. I thought one of the most interesting things Naruto did towards the end was they brought in this concept of there's not just ninja societies, there's samurai societies. And then what the samurais do? Jack fucking shit. They did nothing. They did literally nothing.
Like regular, they felt like regular higher mercenaries. They couldn't really. They didn't even do that much. They just came through like security, basically. Like
yeah, and even the like 5 Hokages did pretty much nothing.
Right.
Like you said,
they tried to do something at one time.
Like 2 bad guys showed up, and they took out everybody. And then that bad guy turned out to be another bad guy, and that bad guy transformed into another bad guy, and this bad guy turned into another bad guy.
I hated about those. Oh, this is really this guy. No, it's this guy. No, it's this guy. No, it's this guy who did 100 years ago. He didn't know that he had this plan in the fold. But
Well,
hey, like I said, I feel like seeing Sasuke catch that Tiger Bomb made everything worth it, even though it did nothing and he had the armor on him and did no damage. I'm like, how? You summoned that? You're literally caught with both. You're like, what? She did. Oh, this is a crucial injury from that shit. Like, damn.
well, hey guys, I'm gonna have to cut us off. We're at 3 hours right now. That's gonna be the end of our stream. But I appreciate everyone hanging out. It was really awesome that we actually were able to have a conversation this entire time.
Yeah.
We'll do this again next Saturday for Ghostly Sunday, and we can yeah.
Actually, we got to think like am I gonna be clear next Saturday? Yeah, I'll be doing more stuff through the week too. Like I said, I get tired of my stuff, and then like I said, I'm gonna be to this team, but like I'll still be just throwing random shit on.
You got to bring.
And I'm actually downloading. I downloaded Rocket League, so I'll probably hop in with you guys next time with no experience. I'm not gonna practice. I'm just gonna hop in. I'm just gonna hop in there.
That's all right.
I'm just gonna see
You'll
how
be
it
as
goes.
good as me.
Yeah, we have ship players anyway. It's fine.
But all right.
That's sweet, man. I didn't know what was going on first. Like when I saw you do the video, I'm like, what is this? Are they talking? I don't want to interrupt the conversation, so I'll just sit here and listen. I didn't know it was a whole group thing.
Yeah.
All right, I'll be around.
All right, sounds good. That's Audio God. He's gonna be new to streaming. Make sure to check him out. Give him a follow. Show him some oh my God. Show him some support. Jesus Christ, what is wrong with me? And we got FLCL Krim 2. And why don't you give him a wave? Hold on. There we go. I have 2 mics I have to fucking fiddle with. Give him a wave, Audio God. They know who you are. And we got Ghostly, no cam, but he's here and with his voice.
In
Ghostly
support.
presence. If you guys want to see more content like this, make sure to give a thumbs up, share this video, subscribe, and we will give you as much nonsense as we can. For now, good night, good luck, and keep gaming.
Keep gaming.
Yeah. Oh, all right. Good night, guys.
Yeah.
Night, boys. Have fun.